I found out that Bree might actually be a vampire. When I was preparing for this, I found an old photo. And if you didn't see it.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
It's been a long and I need someone so high.
Wash away the toxicity.
When you brush on and the petals moving and the colors moving and it's time for you to join the current. Here we go again. Critically drinking, stay thirsty, my friend. Burning love and hoping never. If it doesn't,
Hustle and grind culture is another version of it. I can sleep when I'm dead. You'll be dead.
it's showtime. Come in and have a drink with our whole crew. Come on then, join the panel or draw from the chat. Do it how you wanna do. The misfit birds keep the whole chat lit. And soon you'll be a part of it too. So come back again, my friend, or we'll come find you. Here we go again.
What's up?
Critically drinking, stay thirsty, my friend. Burning love and hoping never. If it does, oh, we'll be back again. Now let's make one thing clear. Because of you is why we're here. You give us life, you give us love. That is why we want you give to our heart. Come and join the show, cause we need you to grow. So pull up a chair and share with us all of the things you know.
Breathe
Here we go again. Critically drinking, stay thirsty, my friend. Burning in love and hoping never. If it does, oh, we'll bring back again.
And like the song say, hey, don't. I will come find you. Easy way or the hard way.
You gotta loosen up that body, honey.
I challenge you to
Like, my nigga. Subscribe, my nigga.
Niggas is muted. All right. Oh man, I ain't seen that intro in a hot minute. Wanted to play it. What's good, y'all? Welcome in. Sorry, not Rashawn. It's yellow. So everybody can go ahead and click off now. Everybody can go ahead and click off now if you want. But what's good, y'all? It is a nice chilly Sunday morning. 46 degrees outside. And Hammer Coffin felt like started some shit this morning. No, in reality, we were having a conversation and I was just interested in a certain perspective. So I am waiting on the rest of the unholy trio to get here. Because I got some questions and concerns. You know, we got some concerns. So it's been an interesting couple months with a lot of things happening socially. We coming up on the end of the year, so you know, at the end of the year with the topics we be talking about, it seems like it revs up a little bit. So I'm gonna give y'all a taste of what's going on. So make yourselves feel comfortable. Let me pull up the rest of the chat. Shout out to everybody who watching on the replay. Pull up the rest of the chat. All right. Cool. I'm on. Man, I hate how StreamYard just be going wild on the numbers like that. That'd be wild. But we are talking about, y'all see the title today. It is the Black Woman Lens. So I had some questions. We were having a conversation earlier. And it's just been an interesting couple months. I would probably say maybe just towards the beginning of the whole election thing till about right now, where the Black woman lens of the world just, I mean, for better or worse, for however you feel about it, for right or wrong, it's not in a good place. They don't see the world as a optimal place to live for them. And they feel it. I mean, you know, they could be right in some ways. Like I said, I don't ever want to seem like a jerk and be, you know, have no empathy for anybody, right? Because if you're hearing certain things that don't align with your beliefs and things that scare you, it might make you feel that way. But then there are some cases where they're using some subjects and some topics to kind of insinuate other things. And you know, like I said, we just got some questions, so I ain't gonna get into the videos or clips and none just yet because I don't want to have to run them back. That Rashawn just be starting. He'd be like, intro, 60 seconds in, I'm halfway through the video. No, we're not gonna do that. So we'll wait for the rest of the crew. Shout out to Naya in the building. What's up, lady? Good morning. Good Sunday morning. Days just be rolling together at this point. Happy Sunday morning to you. Hope all is well. I know you just woke up like 45 minutes ago, and I know you're going to bed again in like 45 minutes, so enjoy the rest of your day. I know y'all go to bed extra early, so that'll be a nice check-in. No, shout out to Nada, man. She been hanging out with us. Say you petty. No, hey, in reality though, you've been hanging in tough with us. So I appreciate it. No, you've been staying up well past your bedtime for like movie nights and shit like that. So I can appreciate it. And now I know that it ain't that second moon. There's that second moon gone. And we still rocking. So all right, waiting on so I'll talk about whatever until they get back. I guess me and Anaya here. This is just me and Anaya here. Y'all check in if y'all watching. Give me a minute. No, it's all good. I know we was working with a fluctuating time. I'm gonna listen in because I've heard many perspectives on this topic. Of course. You know, we always ask for opinions, you know, never a one-sided conversation. We want everybody. Well, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not even gonna lie and try to act like I was gonna say that with a clear conscience and be like, we want everybody's opinion. We don't. Like that. Like that don't. You know, I don't even want your damn opinion right now.
Fair enough.
You want your damn opinion. What's good, bro?
Fair enough. What's going on, man? What's going on, people in the chat? Got Naya, got Brie. What's up, y'all? What's up? Can't wait to see what this is about.
Well, yeah, y'all. We was kind of talking about it in the Discord. I guess I can.
I know, but you said there was something else that got you started. So I'm curious what that is.
Yeah. Well, we was talking about it's gonna kind of start off
Not yet.
the whole deal, and then kind of because it's all kind of tied in. Just you know what I'm saying, just their perspective on the current kind of situations that's playing out and how it like overall shows their stance or experience or like how they view their individual stance. That's why I'm like, I want Bree to come up here because and that's why I appreciate having Bree be with us, because it's always like good to have a filter through that. Like I have no problem going to Bree and be like, hey, why is such and such and such and such, and she be like, cuz. So you know, it's good to have that it's good to have that filter.
Yeah.
From like a and I'm gonna give her flowers now, and I'm gonna drag her ass when she get up here. I'm just gonna roast her. Just for the balance. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't a hate. I'm being too nice right now. So like when she get up here, I'm just gonna like, I don't know, like roast her scrunchy or something. Like whatever's going on, like something it's gonna happen.
I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to have like a
her just for me press and curl. Yeah, we can roast her. That just for me, silky sheen, oil sheen looking.
I was on the front of the box here.
yeah. Just for me. Get out of here.
Just to have that like modern woman kind of filter. And I know people don't even like that term because it's been said in such a way where it's almost insulting. When in reality, modern woman just means the woman that exists today. You know what I'm saying? Today's woman, the modern woman, which is any woman alive. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's not just like I know it's been kind of tailored down, but it is such that it's been almost kind of weaponized, I guess. When it is just a term that's supposed to just kind of just refer to the woman that's alive during this time. Cause I remember we used to have an expo out here in Chicago, and it was the expo for today's Black woman.
Okay.
And the thing is, the expo went on for like 30 years, but it didn't start year one. And I haven't listened to the radio because this would be like a commercial for it that let you know what's going on. I think they call it something else now, but it's it's basically oh, they did? Okay. Well, it's basically for today's Black woman. And they're not saying that it was for yesterday's Black woman after 10 years of, like, it's saying that we're going to resonate with you today. Where are you at today? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to kind of hear. Like, are you still holding on to stuff? Are you still, you know what I'm saying? Are you moving forward past stuff? That's why we was talking about like the relationship shit. When you was asking me like what would be the response that would make me be willing to be in a relationship. And we seen no girl on the Kendra video.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know for sure
Chris.
as a Black woman. Yeah, Chris. Shout out to Chris. Great catch.
Yeah.
I know Chris as a 33-year-old Black woman, beautiful Black woman, that she done had some fucked up experiences with me and some fucked up experiences in the world. You ain't even got to tell me. You ain't even got to tell me. I'm already give you that box check. But she don't present
got one more coming if she answer my DM.
Man, just go ahead and let the nigga ruin your life, Chris.
Yeah.
Let him. You see this face? Let this face be the one to push you over the edge. Don't let me do it. I ain't worth it. This cat, that face is worth it. Always worth it. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're talking about. Waiting on like I said, I'm kind of waiting on Bree. So we'll run through the niceties. How you feeling today, bro? What you think about like just the I guess the preamble of what we about to get into today.
I hear you. I want to give more context. I know the video that I sent, but I really don't know how you wrapped your head. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear you, like, you didn't go off and, you know what I'm saying? You didn't give like a detailed like what you were thinking about it. How modern women perceive things. I mean, that's cultural topics. I mean, I could take that so many different places. Like, I want to hear more of what you think so I can kind of focus in.
Okay.
You
You
know what I'm
want to
saying?
get more of that
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, 'cause I can go like a million different ways. I don't know if it's like around the racial thing, if it's around the gender thing, if it's around their relationship to black men or to white supremacy or to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could take it, like, I could tentacle out in 50 different places.
So yeah, we're gonna from what I'm saying, it's not gonna tackle all of that, but it's gonna tackle a
Right.
few different vines, a few different branches on the tree. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hit a few different branches on the tree.
Yeah.
Follow that.
I can swing off a few branches. Pause.
Yeah. Hey.
No. But yeah, so the video I shared was about Wicked and about it was a black woman, Chris C with the C, Chrissy.
Right.
And she was kind of speaking to the dynamics of oppression that appear in the movie. And she kind of analogized the main actress, who is a black woman, British black woman, and kind of put her in the role of the black woman. Like, she stood in as proxy for black women.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of juxtaposed that character, Alfalfa, the green wicked witch, against the other systems and groups in the movie. So, I mean, it was interesting.
Right.
But I know you said something like, even I've been Alfalfa. Like, she represented the other. She represented like one of the marginalized, but who decided to rebel, who decided to fight back. So, I mean, I respect the position of the character in the movie. I respect the position that black women find themselves in this American society. I do believe that a lot of them don't understand where they actually are in this country. A lot of them don't realize that they're actually Glenda, not Alfalfa.
Damn.
They see themselves as Alfalfa.
They need to.
Glenda.
Like, they need to for the narrative. They need to always see themselves as Alpha.
Yeah,
not knowing that a lot of times
back against the system, but they're actually not.
Yeah, in your neighborhood, in your life, like in your circle, you're probably the Alpha, the Glenda.
Yeah. Where they do, and spoiler alerts, where they do intersect with Alfalfa is once they have been ingratiated, once they're kind of pulled into that school, once they get introduced. So maybe they are Alfalfa. Maybe I'll give them credit. Maybe they are Alfalfa to a point. Up to the point that she actually leaves and tries to take Glenda. That's where they stop. Like, because in black women in this society, they don't actually leave the society. They critique all the ills of it. They will try to pull people out of it, but they never actually leave it. That's like a big thing that we noticed. Nobody that actually critiques America and white supremacy or capitalism actually ever leaves it. So that's the difference. They never fly off. They never get on their broom and leave. So that's the to a point. That's the exact point. Falling in love with the prince, absolutely. That's swirlers. That's the divestors. That's ISIS in them. That's the sprinkles. That's them. So falling in love with the prince is actually looking for Glenda. That's Alfalfa. I'm with that. As far as ignorantly turning. Now, if I'm going to analogize, and this is so racist, if I'm going to analogize, I know how racist this is going to be. Forgive me, black people. All right. If anything, if there's anybody in the movie that represents black men, because black men are pretty much absent in this movie. This movie erases black men completely. Black men are the monkeys. So again, that's racist. Black men serve as grunts in the system. I know. Black men are the monkeys.
Then you gonna make the damn. Please come up here and save me from this nigga, please.
So, but what she thinks she's trying to do. This is the I'm support black men, black women support black men trope. Is when Alfalfa uses the power given to her by the system, given to her by the wizard, that the wizard even can't control. The wizard can't even use his power. So she black girl magics the monkeys so that they can fly, which just makes them greater servants of the system. So all of the empowerment, black men, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna build you up, just builds them up within the system of control and domination that they aren't in charge of. It doesn't free them. They get wings not so they can fly and flee and get the freedom. They get wings so that they can greater serve the controlling force. And I think that's where in real life, where black women lose it. They do all the stuff they say, I support black men. You support black men to get a greater foothold in white supremacy, which is anti-black. And they don't see that. But that's where I would say modern black women have a hard time, even though they can see themselves in the otherness, the ostracized other of alfalfa.
Oh yeah.
They don't realize what role they play in real life. When translated real life, they don't see it. They don't see the connections.
Yeah. And to add on one before women come up, there it's kind of this thing where there's this excuse to be wicked.
Unapologetic.
And yeah. And like you were saying, leaving Oz is also an option. Like it's an option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if Dorothy came and went, then there's a way to get out of there. Yeah. There's a way to leave. There's a way to go somewhere. Like y'all got here. We know the wizard ain't real. The big boogie woogie wizard, the big boogeyman wizard.
Yeah. Trump.
It's just a dude behind a big orange face.
It's a dude.
It's just a dude behind a big orange face.
I'm a dude playing a dude.
Much bigger. It's much bigger problems. It's much
Disguised as
bigger.
Another dude.
Yeah, that's like the shiny part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The foundation of the problem is vastly greater than Oz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's this thing where being the villain or being wicked because society tell you to be, as to not let society dictate your actions. It's like, I'm not going to let society dictate who I am, but blame them on why you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? It was just like the idea of decentering men.
Yeah.
It's like in decentering men, you are still
centering men. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like having a phobia.
Yeah.
It's like having a phobia. So we want to shout out to the twin. She pulled up. She done camped down. So I don't know what's going on. We was having a little time coordination issue. So
yeah,
you know, we're still within a reasonable window. I figure as long as I get started within like an hour of when I said I was going to get started.
That's what I was going to say. The time coordination issue is Yella can't coordinate time. That's the time. Yella can't coordinate time.
Nope. That's why I'm fascinated by it, because it moves at such a volatile pace. Like,
yes, sir.
You could think you got enough time, and then you look up and then you don't, and next thing you know, you got a busted shoulder because you didn't get to where you needed to get to in time. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Because you didn't coordinate your time.
Jesus Christ. So, let's go.
All right. Well, she gone, but she didn't drop down. So I'll run this back when I bring her up, so we can just go ahead and get started. We've been dicking around for a half hour. So this is one of the views of the world, right? So I'll play this and then give my 2 cents to the dime.
Some something is not right to me. Now y'all can go and watch the movie and sing along and feel like
Her
you over
voice.
there in
Oh,
Oz. If
pause.
that
Oh
floats
my
your boat,
God.
go ahead and do it.
Oh,
I just really
whoa,
I
whoa.
swear. I swear. Yeah, it's
What is
grating.
up with her voice? Speaking of after Wicked,
Duke,
bro, I was sitting there thinking like her makeup is
Duke,
cute. She looked nice, and then her voice came through, and it was like grated toenails in Sonic form. Like, whoa, wow.
wasn't expecting that, huh?
Okay, no, it was like Timu Cynthia G. It was like Cynthia G's voice, like turned, like rancid. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right.
Ooh, let's try that again.
You
Ooh.
all right?
No. No. Who? No.
He
Oh
said
no.
no. No.
No. No, that voice was hard on my ear. I
Yeah,
know
I
it
think
probably
that's
didn't impact other people's ear the same way it did, but if that felt personal. Like
no.
that felt targeted.
It was a bit much to first heard. That's probably why I got extra triggered
Ooh.
because it's the wording behind the voice,
Ooh,
and it
wow.
also is going to speak to something else too. So
Wow.
I'm speaking of, I'm
Her makeup
defending,
still look
and
amazing though.
I'm
She look
kind
good.
of shaming at the same time. She's
No, that's
pretty
good.
as hell, but shit, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
they
yeah.
got that covered at this point. At this
Yeah.
point, like y'all fine, cool, whatever. Like
Mhm.
cool. We know y'all look good, but that voice could just drop that 8
Oh, woo, boy.
down to like a 4.
That
I
voice
mean,
could
a
shave
damn,
concrete. That voice could finally
damn.
shave concrete. It's that sharp. It's that sharp.
All right, here we go.
feel like there is something very disturbing about how these individuals have devolved after the shooting the movie The Wicked.
All right. So he said he had to
I gotta
he
take it off
couldn't
my ear
listen
just a little
directly
bit.
to. Yeah, so she was
That's
basically
weird.
saying, it's basically like a insinuation. I thought I'm gonna play it again so
Yeah,
we can get you.
I get it.
Just be prepared. Just be prepared. We gonna get a second run through so your ears don't shatter. Now you know it's coming. Probably still not gonna help.
Something is not right to me. Now y'all can go and watch the movie and sing along and feel like you over there in Oz. If that floats your boat, go ahead and do it. I just really feel like there is something very disturbing about how these individuals have devolved after the shooting the movie The Wicked.
Okay. All right.
So I've seen a couple of these videos.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of these videos like that, but it's
And I've
always
been hearing about
interesting
Ariana.
when, right?
People think
It's
she's
always
sick.
interesting when, yeah. I mean, first of all, both these women are like 4'8", nigga. Like these are some tiny women to start off with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these are some tiny women, bro. Just because they can sing, I know singing, and they be putting on here. They look a little bigger than how they are.
Yeah. They project big.
But they is tiny.
All right.
Yeah, they project big.
Yeah. World class.
So they like, oh my God, look at them. What's going on with them? They're sick. They're skinny. Or out the band. My view on this through the black woman lens is that they only really see one level of body type being okay.
Oh, we just had that with Slim Kim. Yeah, Slim Kim couldn't be happy being skinny. Okay.
Slim Kim couldn't be happy being skinny.
Yep. I remember that.
Cause now she fat phobic.
Yeah. That was crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Focals.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? She couldn't be happy being slim. If you look at even Lizzo, we give Lizzo a hard time over here, but since she been losing weight, motherfuckers been calling her out.
Yeah.
Every
That's
time
crazy.
a big girl go from big to skinny, they be getting called out like they turncoats or some shit like that.
Mm.
But then you got the other perspective where you look at the pastor's wife, the pastor's ex-wife, who God told her I didn't give you an ass because I had to humble
Oh,
you.
the BBL. Yeah, BBL
Yeah.
First Lady.
Yeah, the BBL First Lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she think having an ass or being thick or being heavier solidifies you being black. Like it solidifies you being a black woman. Like to them, having an ass gives you the thing that Drake don't have that don't make him black. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you, because they even treat other women of other races with that body type as if they're either trying to compete with them or they accept them.
Yeah.
Those are the only, like, that seem to be the only ones they accept.
My bad, y'all. Hey.
Do you think, girl?
What it do?
What's up?
Y'all up early carrying on. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody who popped up
the
early.
bat signal.
I mean, it's Sunday.
See,
y'all had Saturday to bullshit. Sunday morning, get your ass up. We finna start some shit. We ain't starting no shit early in the morning.
We've been behaving.
Yeah, we've been chill. Yeah, we've been chill. So I figure we deserve it.
I'm gonna lift Bree up. I want to uplift the black woman.
You know what? And I'm gonna uplift her even more. And I'm gonna uplift her even more. That's what I'm talking about.
I'd be trying to stay down, please. Let me. No, thank you. Y'all must not know my life's mission. No. We stay underfoot. Thank you.
We stay underfoot.
Too much responsibility at the top. Ain't nobody trying to be up there.
Respect.
Okay, shout out to Mr. He Said It Better, man. Shout out to World Class. So, I don't know if you were listening in. I know you was handling some business.
King was actually talking to me this morning. He woke up. We was chatting.
Oh, well, that's nice of him.
Yeah. So I was not listening.
Okay. Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes in the building. Shout out to Miss Ty. Was good. So quick recap of where we was at. You know, you see the title. We was talking about Wicked and stuff earlier and how is viewed through the black woman lens. And I wanted to start with this little clip first before we actually got into that video. And we're gonna try to get that other video kind of quick because I want to tie into some other stuff, like show you the stuff that made me kind of see where it came from. But just wanted to go over, like I said, the black woman lens and how they view it and why they only see what they feel, and it kind of just seems like it's this isolated perspective. So let me run it back for you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about with this video. So this from the Yanni report. Allegedly be aware of her voice, I guess.
Okay.
Something is not right to me. Now, y'all can go and watch the movie and sing along and feel like you over there in Oz. If that floats your boat, go ahead and do it. I just really feel like there is something very disturbing about how these individuals have devolved after the shooting the movie The Wicked.
Greetings, K.O. Joe.
All right. Shout out to K.O. Joe. Greetings from Raleigh. All right. Shout out to North Kakalaki. Yeah. All right. North Kakalaki in the building. So, I was using that as kind of the example of black women not understanding that more than one body type is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So trying to stall out. I know she.
Yeah, she got stuff going on.
I'm fussing at the cat. Go ahead.
You fussing at the cat? All right. Man,
Yeah.
leave the cat alone, man. Damn. Let
Nah.
the kitty be the kitty, man.
You doing the most. Sorry.
So yeah, I was using that as kind of example, like I said, because I've always noticed that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? That a certain body type ain't really acceptable on Black women or women of color or anybody who don't identify as Taylor Swift. So
There's some background to that though. That I know for Ariana Grande specifically for a while now. I think me and Twan talked about it in the past. She has gotten skinnier and skinnier over time. So there's already been comments for a while about her body and possible ED because Ariana's always struggled with her identity. Like she takes on the identity of whoever she's around. And that's why she's such a, that's one of the things that makes her such a good singer. She does impressions well. She mimics well. So there's like a lot of background with Ariana's people commenting on her body saying she's too slim. I feel like she's always kind of told the line of this is probably the slimmest she's been, but she's also a really tiny woman. So they've always kind of been like, be careful of like, because what's her healthy body weight? Or a lot of us don't actually know what a person at a certain weight would look like. I do think she's a little on the slim side. It wasn't until the Wicked press tour where I would say now she's looking a little slim. But in the past, when she's gotten down to slim, I've seen her subsequently kind of get back up. So like she's looked like this. I don't know if it's filming or the schedule, but I know when they were filming Wicked, she kind of got really slim back then before the press tour. But then she kind of seemed like she kind of put some weight back on. So I'm gonna say it's more than likely filming. I know on TikTok some people also say there's this thing where two people get into a competitive relationship and it's like a like bad relationship and like they both have ED and so they'll be like, oh, I didn't eat anything today. I only ate this today, and then they both like get worse when they're together. And so some people are saying that that's possibly what's going on with them, that like the two of them together for some reason, like kind of like make the worst behaviors kind of together. They have a codependent relationship, where they're like, you know, emotionally strong relationship, but maybe not the best like for their health.
Okay.
ED, eating disorder.
OG Patricia.
Not the other ED. Hopefully they are not suffering from the other ED.
Sorry, it's like on TikTok, you can't say, you have to say
entirely different. You would have an entirely different type of conversation. This would be
you say on TikTok you can't say that?
You can't, because like it's a big thing. Social media, TikTok has been proven to worsen ED in young girls. And so they're very they police it heavily. Like certain conversations about being skinny, certain conversations like you can't say it because it's a big thing. Social media influences girls terribly to have ED.
Okay.
Not Black women, but all the other people.
Got you.
Yeah.
Not Black women?
No, Black women typically don't suffer with, I mean, that's not to say Black women don't have ED, but it's less of a consistent problem, I would say, in our community than it is in other communities. But there are Black women who have like ED. I'm not saying that, but it's way more common, I think, in other.
Yeah. Sidebar, why do you think that is? That if it's pervasive with other cultures, why do you think Black people are less susceptible to social media influence towards eating disorders? Like just
because we've always had, I think, alternative body standards, like what men desire in Black women generally has always been a little bit bigger.
So the cultural reinforcement.
Yeah, because like you typically get shamed for being skinny as a young Black girl.
You
like
put some meat on you. Eat a sandwich.
Yeah, if you're skinny, nobody's looking at you. So it's kind of the opposite. So I think that's
I was curious. That's solid. That makes perfect sense.
Right.
Yeah. If you date other races,
and that kind of goes to what I was talking about.
I was gonna say,
go ahead.
I think you're on maybe we delay, but if you date other races as a Black woman, sometimes you will realize that like they prefer slimmer.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's that different. That where if you only date Black men, the weight standards, you have no idea.
I can see that.
Yeah. So that's why I was that's kind of why I was bringing up the idea of this conversation, right? Because there's a different kind of standard on what the black woman's body should look like.
Okay.
Right, because I do believe that there's a consensus minimum. Right, you can't be slim, you can't be skinny. Like even when that's a conversation in the dating realm, like with the Kevin Samuels and like with somebody else we're gonna bring up earlier, when weight becomes an issue or when size becomes an issue, it almost becomes a fight. That'll break the whole conversation down. When it comes to like black women. And I'm not saying that black women being bigger is a problem. I'm saying that I've noticed that being skinnier is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't care. Me personally, you can be slim, trim, look thick, you can be big as fuck. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna roll around with your big ass. That's what we gonna do. It's just that I also see that it adds to the confusion of how black women view their bodies. Hence why I was bringing up the first lady who thought her not having an ass was a way for God to humble her. So that's why she wanted to go get a BBL so she can complete the set, basically. And I don't think that as a whole they see how problematic that can be, because this isn't something we're saying. This isn't something when I say we, I mean it's men. This isn't even the thing that we're saying. These are the things that they're circulating between each other. And then it'll almost be like we're having this conversation because of the results of patriarchy. Man, look, y'all been having this conversation long and free. Y'all been having this conversation so much in the realm of freedom that y'all have excluded men from the conversation. Y'all have actively.
I mean, maybe there is a part that like the hyper realism of it at this point is less about what men are directly saying, but I do think the idea that having a fat ass is desirable comes from black men. Like, right, that's a black man thing, and it's become more pervasive now. But it's black men have desired that. So, I mean, yeah, at this point, it's like a little extreme. But
I mean, but don't pick and choose when our wants become your priority. You know what I'm saying? Don't pick and choose.
I was saying to say that may be a little lack of interest, like a lack of awareness on black men's behalf, because I think black women are a lot of what black men actually do want. Like, even though they may not say they want.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but don't choose something that we would want physically to then make that a obstacle for you to hop over, when anything else that we would want you just vehemently ignore. Like if we're wanting more respect, you ignore that, but then us liking fat asses, you make that a priority to the point to where that brings down your entire self-image. And how you know what I'm saying?
Because it's like the value it has to the larger society. So it's
exactly.
Like it's a loop. It's not just a two. It's like what the man wants, what the woman wants, and then what society reinforces. So I think the other things that maybe men ask for aren't reinforced by society. Respect of black men is not reinforced by society. So you kind of got to have all three. You got to have black men saying we want this, and then society reinforcing it as valuable or good to have. And then that's where you get women like acquiescing to it. If you don't have that other part, they're not going to do it. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's generally how people work. The things people make an effort to do have to have some value in the larger scale for people to put the energy into it.
That's kind of a good point to what I'm saying. I think we kind of saying the same thing at this point, because it's like that would never, the respect factor in being more to us than your body, because you do have certain black men in certain spaces saying, hey, be more than your body. Then if you're more than your body, be more than your body. But if that's not getting pushed to, like you said, if that's not what society at large is saying, then there's really no case. But we've already been showed that shit, what we want ain't gonna Shit. Well, we won't. It's damn near a crime. So, anybody else on this little clip before we go forward?
On that clip, no, I'm
on
good
that
on
one, no.
that clip. I think though, like Bree was saying, they're conflating things that don't really belong. And not to be funny, I'm gonna say this is a social media thing. People make bad leaps. Like, you know, I was big on Prince Ella. Like, she starts with biology, good. She goes to psychology, good. She goes on to sociology, good. That's a great progression. But then she jumps and makes a leap from there that has no real grounding in reality. And this is here. Like, yes, before Wicked, like, okay, before the pandemic, a lot of people might have been in shape. Then after the pandemic, a lot of people put on weight because they were sitting at home eating. So does that mean because of a movie they watched? Is it because of a job they took? Is it because of an activity they participated in? Like, that's a leap to say that two people out of all the people that got slimmer after Wicked is because of the movie Wicked. I mean, maybe they got slimmer because their work hours, maybe because the filming hours, and they just didn't have enough time to eat the way they wanted
Right.
to. It could be any number of things. They could both be getting older and their body could be changing.
Because you do slim down when you hit a certain age.
Yeah. Now, Ariana Grande,
or get bigger. Some people get bigger. But
if I were to say anything about Ariana Grande, she might be falling victim to that current trend of coming out of the BBL, coming out of the image of Black women, like the societal shift from looking like Black women to looking like white women.
There's Ariana White right now. We call her multi-ethnic queen because she's like Asian, she was Black, now she white, so she got a little hungry.
And then for the other Cynthia, there's also a really big feminist push and feminist aesthetics. And shaving off your eyebrows is about as anti-male gaze as it gets.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still put on makeup. I'm just gonna shave my eyebrows clean off just to be weird. That's not traditional.
Also, when you're doing a movie or press tour with someone, that is hard. Like, if you're doing it by yourself is one thing, but I've noticed this, like when you, for instance, like I love Meg. When you see Meg, so Meg has lost a lot of weight, and a lot of people say she's lost too much. I think she looks amazing. She looks great.
Lost a lot of weight.
When you see Meg next to K-pop groups, which is the way her career is going, because she has the otaku fans, she's doing more collabs. She did one with Twice. She's done one with BTS in the past. When you see her next to those tiny Asian people, she looks like a giant.
Yes.
And when she was bigger, it was like even worse. So there is this thing where, like, if you're standing next to a 5'1" petite woman who's maybe 115 and you're gonna have to take pictures and do press next to this person, there is this reality where your weight looks like more on you than it maybe would if you were by yourself. And I think that's another element people aren't considering to a press tour. Cynthia's gonna be right up against Ariana all the time, and they're almost the same height. So I think there's some bit of like just how they have to blend their voices for the musical. Like, we need to look about the same size too. I think there's some of that going on, honestly.
Because the idea of it is that they're supposed to be polar opposites, but the same. Like the same person, just from different perspectives almost. That's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, that was good. All right, so we're gonna move on to this video we were watching
John
earlier.
Disappeared. I interrupted his thoughts, so I didn't know if he was done.
You're a disruptor. You're a disruptive Black woman.
I am.
That's why I tried to uplift you so that you could be.
I don't want to be up there, please.
So we had a question say, any opinions on the music video Rock Steady by Meg Thee Stallion?
But I can't remember it. I watched it, but
was
I can't remember.
It was like a cheerleader thing. I mean, I liked the video. I know that was one favorite song.
There were complaints about her killing Black men. So there was
because she did Jennifer's Body. She did the Jennifer's Body reference.
Yeah.
Do people not know the movie reference? Because I don't think they do. Body.
And again, this is the thing I was talking about with social media. And I'm not going to pin it on Black women, but social media. They see something and then they make a leap to what that means. She killed Black men. So it's obviously she hates Black men. And I don't like, again, just Jennifer's body. Why did she cast black men? She could have casted anybody, but she just did that when she killed a bunch of Asian men in the last one. So that means she hate Asian people. So I like the conclusions people come to. Like Meg just lost a lot of weight. Did Meg lose a lot of weight because Wicked, like pre-Wicked, after Wicked? Did Meg lose weight because, you know, pre-shooting, after shooting? Like the conclusions people jump to are fantastic.
That thicker look is going out of trend. Unfortunately, despite what people want to believe, women's bodies, especially in media, if your job is to be an influencer / celebrity, you have commodified your body. So your body has to now go with the trends. And right now the trend is slim bodies. You see a lot of women who remove their BBLs and like got reduction sizes. We're back to the 90s is in. And if you don't remember the 90s fashion trends, it was the very slim body. It was the very skinny women. We're back in the 90s. So if you want to look good in the clothes that are being made with the cuts and silhouettes that are also being pushed out, you have to be slim. So that's why it annoys me when people project just a black lens on everything that's not inherently just black, because you miss a lot of details. This is fashion. This is beyond blackness. This is like they're a celebrity and they have to wear fashion house clothes to make their money. They have to look good in what's being put out. And unfortunately, if it's not in to be thick, you got to lose the weight or you're not getting contracts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. So we're going to go through this because this is a half hour. So, we're going to watch this on double time. Not on double time, but time and a half, just so we can kind of get through some of this. Because this is the video that kind of sparked the conversation this morning in the Discord. So let's get to it. This is it's called Wicked, the symbolism and optics that nobody wants to talk about. Ooh, nobody wants to talk about. The thing that you're about to talk about is the thing everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't feel like a very hot take when she said it. I was actually surprised because I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what most people take away. She's like, everybody knows Steve Linda is bad.
And FYI, there will be spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, leave and come back after you watch the cast. This will not be.
Hold on. We bugging up. Can y'all hear it? We good?
It'd be a little skippy, but I don't know. I ain't hear enough to make sure it's gone. To be aching right. Yeah, I'm not sure. Michelle Yeoh is tiny.
Right. Look at the cast.
I'm like, dang, Michelle. I didn't realize Michelle was there. I mean, she's a little age. She always looks so tall and everything. I'm like, oh, she only like 5'1". She's a small too.
To be talking about these women are too skinny, dude. They are fucking tiny.
They all like
they
what, 5'1"?
Women, bro. If that.
They shorter than Edith Slater. They tiny.
Yeah, definitely small.
That, man.
Yeah, they some little petite women.
That's what I'm like. What type of body do you expect Cynthia to have? Some big ass dump truck ass at 4'11".
Now you know that's exactly what she's supposed to look like.
Right. Some big stupid big ass thighs, some dump truck ass. She would look crazy.
She probably just look like most women who walk around beyond a level 23 BMI. That's what she looked like.
And you want me to share and you can call out timestamps?
Yeah, I was about to say, because you.
But I will do the Wicked stands a favor and start off with what I like.
It's giving PowerPoint.
I mean, you can share it.
All right.
I mean,
he's giving PowerPoint. But yeah, she's small. I'm petite. Like, and it's different to just be short and then to be petite. I would say these are all petite women.
Yeah.
So your weight requirements are actually very, like, to most people, too skinny.
Yeah.
I will do the Wicked stands a favor and start off with what I liked about the movie and then discuss some of the symbolism. And then I'll end with discussing the optics of the movie and what I don't like. Also, be sure to watch the video I did on my second channel about Elphaba and how to thrive as an outcast.
Film
I will be doing
strategy.
Nah, we
more
good.
non-race
Nah, we
related
good.
content over there,
I
and
ain't gonna
also
tell
on my
somebody how to
website,
thrive
Film
as an
Strategy, as well
outcast.
as my review.
Don't even know
But
what
my
they being
mom wanted
outcast
to go
for. Don't
see.
even know what they problem is. You talking about this is how you just thrive at being general outcast.
Right.
If you're different, do this. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. That just
God, I love her nails. Oh, they eat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
now I don't know why
Yeah.
Green did it for me with her. Like it didn't before.
Hey.
Nothing about it before. Like you know what I'm saying? It'd have been a no before, but the green, with the dark green lip too.
Ooh.
Yeah,
The green nails, man.
Yeah,
That elixir was doing some work.
It was.
Yeah, man. And the micro braids.
The micros.
Oh!
Man, listen.
Yeah.
With
I
the
just love it.
the little baby
With the
hair.
little baby hair, I said, okay,
Yeah.
they ate out here.
That was clean.
They
It was
did.
clean. It was
Yeah.
clean.
It was a layer of comfortableness. You know what I'm saying? Layer of comfortability. Okay, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
Felt like home.
Yeah.
Felt like home.
Yeah.
Even though she not like us. But you know what I'm saying? That's neither here nor there.
She a witch in Oz, though.
I mean, that's why it's hard to I know I keep speaking. That's why it's hard to kind of separate her from Sis. It's like I see them as two totally different people. I see Elphaba and Cynthia Erivo as two totally different entities. Like how we was like The Rock plays
really
the
are.
same person. Like it's like The Rock plays the same person. This is a completely different person. I don't know.
I mean, it is. There's a character, Elphaba. She's a character. She's totally different.
Clearly not. Clearly not, because you know what I'm saying. These people are just so influential that there's no difference. Okay, they are everybody.
Yeah,
they are me. I am Alfie.
I'm about to hit play.
Went with her and her friend, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Now, I don't care for Cynthia or Ariana's personalities in real life,
Is this bad?
but I thought they both did a great job in their roles.
He said he was gonna play. He said he was gonna play it sped up. It just
It do 1.5.
1.5. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna go up to 1.5, y'all. So use your ears.
Let's see.
As Elphaba and Galinda, they had really good chemistry in the movie. The acting and singing was on point. I saw one of the viral behind the scenes clips, and I learned that Cynthia did her own stunts in the movie while singing live. Listen, that is talent. That is hard work. So I appreciate that. I also enjoyed all of the other characters. My personal favorite was Madame Morrible. I love a good crone antagonist in a movie. That is one of my favorite things. Also, the details in the set design were incredible. I love how colorful, whimsical, and detailed the set was. The wardrobe was also nice. I absolutely loved Madame Morrible's costumes, and I loved Galinda's dress. The acting, the production, the set, the wardrobe, the attention to detail, all of it was very well done. So despite my personal feelings about some of the cast and the optics, I thought the movie was really good. I definitely see some awards or nominations happening in the future. Now, moving on to the symbolism. This movie could be interpreted in many different ways, but for most people, it serves as a political allegory. The wizard obviously represents dictators or leaders who manipulate and oppress marginalized groups to maintain power, i.e. white supremacy. Elphaba symbolizes marginalized people who are discriminated against because of the color of their skin. In this case, her skin is green. Elphaba also represents the activists to fight against oppression. And I'm sure they intentionally chose a Black woman for this role because we are the face of social justice in the United States. The animal.
Damn, he had to cough so hard.
It was a poorly timed cough. I promise it was. The laugh was on. The laugh was on time. The laugh was for a reason. The cough was poorly timed cough. Okay, so there, like that's an interesting take to almost assume that you are the poster child for that.
You don't think that Black women are the face of social justice?
I kind of agree with that.
I
kind of agree with that statement. I don't think they went in intending to pick a Black woman. I think that Cynthia just is that girl. Like if you hear her sing, Defying Gravity is a really hard song to sing. And he said originally he was actually going to pick some nobodies to do the roles. But then when he heard Cynthia sing, he was like, oh, like I can't not pick her.
Yeah.
So I don't think he went in intending to do a black woman specifically. And I don't agree with that take.
Okay.
I don't agree with that part. But I do agree with that black women are the face of social justice. I think women are the face of compassionate endeavors, period. But a lot of times white women are seen as like the white savior complex. There's a negative connotation with social justice from the white lens now. Like you're just you're trying to save the Africans, you're trying to like that kind of thing. It's like you see white women with an African kid. Nobody really thinks about it like as super positive. But black women's compassion is often seen as altruistic. Like they're genuinely seen as looking for social justice as opposed to some kind of optic.
I would agree. Because I think every other group has a shadow self that everybody's aware of. Like the white women utilize white supremacy, so they can't really be the face of the oppressed, even though they're women.
Yeah.
So it's like, who can be the face of the oppressed in a Marxist ideology? It has to be the most subjugated and most oppressed, which would be black women.
Yeah. And other minority women, because I would say that's why the Squad and the Democrats, the Squad became the face of the people, which was like Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, AOC, like, but they were all minority women, black.
And you got to have at least 2 points
Spanish.
of oppression to be considered the face of it in an oppressive Marxist lens. Like they are women, so they're oppressed. They are black, so they're oppressed. As far as American-born group, they are the one. Yeah. But like Rashawn said, then you could bring in women of color from other countries, and then that adds another layer of it. But if you're just talking about American born, I think black women are probably going to be. They don't benefit from any, according to the feminist lens, they don't have anything that benefits them inherently. Yeah. They're not men and they're not white.
Yellow's got that face on.
We're talking through a feminist lens, so I mean, you don't have to agree, but through the feminist lens.
No, it's not a right. Me disagreeing with me, nothing. Right? Me disagreeing with me don't mean I ain't gonna do it, but I understand that full on. Me disagreeing is not going to change, like the perception. Right? I get that. With that being said, the whole nothing is no, it didn't start like that. Nothing was built to inherently benefit them. But where we're at now, to say that they're the most oppressed, while we're talking about this black woman be who she is right now, like there's a lot of freedoms. There's a lot of freedoms and a lot of shit that black women do have. That is now overcompensating for a lot of that start. So to not also see that being a thing and continue to want to, now this is why I say carrying the oppression with you. She said that when I heard that, it wasn't that the statement isn't true, it's that a lot of black women speak as if they need that statement to be true. Yeah. The same way I was talking about needing a reason to be wicked or needing a reason to be the villain when you can just opt out of it completely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not in that position where you're the most oppressed anymore. You still got issues that you got to fight with.
Yeah.
But you see that in the new waves of feminism that they're bringing in like women of color from other countries and they're focusing on that now. I think in like postmodern feminism, like you're starting to see that, like, because there's different waves. And so white women were more the focus for one, and then it was black, so with the subsequent waves, I think you see where you're saying, like, as, know, group gets a little bit more empowered, then we focus more on this other group. And I would say right now, it's definitely like a woman of color kind of thing.
Right. Which still includes black women, which you got to start with first. I mean, is black not a goddamn color? Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm
like,
just
you know
saying,
what I'm saying? No, I'm like, hold on, wait, hold on, hold on.
Let's go.
Hold the fuck on. Because anything other than white is a color. So if you black, you a color. If you're a Mexican, you're a color. Women of color includes them too. That's why it's like you still can benefit off that. I can definitely tell you black women ain't not women of color when it's convenient for them. They was women of color when Kamala was running.
I'm not pushing back to the semantics of the actual word, but what I'm pushing back against is the idea of why you would say women of color already tells you that we're moving beyond to a global scale. And in some of those movements, black women do not always benefit from that, because once again, if you're talking about what group is the most oppressed, black women will not always be that group when you start to say women of color. So as a woman who owns a small business, I'm a black woman, I'm a black American woman. I do not always even qualify for programs that are for women of color. So that's why I would say no. While we can benefit from it, it's like men can benefit from patriarchy, but not really, because you're not quite the group that is the most oppressed or the most whatever, blah, blah, blah. So women of color, while it can include black women, it casts a wider net. So that's one of those things people are learning. People are just starting to realize woman of color does not inherently benefit black women.
I mean, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. Because if it don't only inherently benefit black women, then it's a knock against them. You see what I'm saying? It's like, as long as they're not the ones just getting all of it, then it's a problem. So they can't be part of the group that's getting it. They got to be the group that's getting. That's why it's like, if you view yourself as, because even women of color can't be viewed as anything, because black women have to be the poster child of social injustice, right? So every social injustice that ever occurs always happens to them first. That's kind of how I view it. That's kind of how I view it. Yeah,
the world through a black lens, then yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The feminist, who some black women will ascribe to feminism, but then don't move with the wave. The new wave of feminism does not feel that way. But yes, if you look at the world through a black lens of white supremacy, I am oppressed, therefore, yes, they will take that viewpoint you're talking about. That it would be problematic for women of color to now come in and take what they feel like they're supposed to get as the most oppressed group. Yes.
Right. And that's why it's in the title, like, why black women only see what makes them feel. You know what I'm saying? It's because what are you at that point? If not a black and a woman? If women of color can't get the same benefits you're getting because you view them getting it as a slight towards you. You know what I'm saying? She's going to go into like empathy and shit, and like the natural black empathy of black women. That shows the lack of it. Because what are you? You're only the thing that's oppressed when it benefits you. You're black when it's white women getting the benefits. You're a woman when women are being attacked, but you're not a woman when women of color need those same benefits that you received. Now you separate yourself from them. So you can't be a part of this group over here because they're taking away from your oppression, and you can't be a part of this group over here because they're benefiting from your oppression. You can't be a part of the white women because they benefit from your oppression. You can't be part of the women of color because they're taken away from your oppression. So what are you if not wanting to be the face of oppression?
I hear what you're saying, but what I would say is they want their own face. They want to have their own identity within the scope and spectrum of existence. So I would say it's healthy for black women to separate themselves from white feminists, because the benefits and disadvantages of the advantages and disadvantages of the systems that we exist in are different between a black woman and a white woman. And they're also different between a white woman and a different kind of minority. And within the different kinds of minorities, there's also differences. So as much as we can disaggregate, it's beneficial to certain groups of people, especially when they're doling out benefits. When the power structure does offer benefits or does alleviate some of the pressures, it makes sense to say, hey, I have a specific need over here. Can you address that? Because saying one of the big issues, and we have Kamala Harris as a perfect example, why disaggregation is so important. because everybody wanted to lump her in as a Black woman, meaning Black American woman, which to our best knowledge, she was not. She was Indian and Jamaican. And even that Jamaican was seen as mixed between Black Jamaican and the white Irish slave owner Jamaican. So even then, she was never a Black American woman, but she had incorporated herself into Black American culture through HBCUs and things like that. So where people find their identity, it is confusing. It is hard, but that's also where, when the power structure is identifying people to dole out advantages or disadvantages, it's important to distinguish yourself from other groups of people, especially if you're trying to get something addressed that's been systemic. So I understand why Black women are, even if they're not trying to be the face of victimization, they are trying to have their own face. Like, look at me, recognize me separately from this group. Yes, they need help there. They need help there too. I get that. But we need something specific for us. And I don't mind that. But there is a level of plight supremacy that happens within marginalized groups. I have it worse. Like that kind of competition, that race to the bottom, that's not really healthy or useful, because in this country, it's not the squeaky wheel necessarily that gets the grease. It's not the person that's worse off that really gets the help. So trying to race to the bottom isn't the effective. That's not effective. Come back, Yella.
And I also think that's the elevation you find throughout, like as it goes on, that as you get more empowered as the group, there is that shadow side of every group. So like the white feminists sometimes are insensitive and like don't see themselves fully. And I think as Black women become more empowered, we will also be that to another group. You know, if that makes any sense, kind of how like white women could be Karens, or white women can miss the mark with their being like how they did, oh, we're going to wear blue bracelets after Kamala lost. Like we're going to do that to show that we're allies. So in the search of being allyships now, allies to the disempowered groups, sometimes they fall flat. And I think we'll see that as Black women become more empowered, we will also have our moment of blue bracelets where it's like trying to show that you are there for them, but being insensitive in the scope. And I think that's a part of wielding power and having power. And sometimes you don't realize that you have the power you have. And so you don't realize you come off as tone deaf. I think that's also still a part of it this list talked about.
Yeah.
All right, y'all go ahead. You have to move to the smoke room. You can go ahead.
You
Metro booming. Want some more, nigga? Hold on.
Yeah, Metro booming out here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll start this. Yeah. I'll click play on the video while he's getting resettled, swapping between devices.
Animals and Oz represent other oppressed groups that are dehumanized and discriminated against. And there's a parallel between Elphaba and the enormous empathy that she has for the animals due to her own struggles with being an outcast, to how Black women have a lot of empathy for other marginalized groups in real life. Galinda is the representation of privilege and perceived beauty and goodness and desirability. And she also represents those who are complicit in the oppression of marginalized groups. And of course, they intentionally chose a white woman to portray her. The casting choices were obviously...
See, this is where, if I were to critique Black women and their ability to critique systems, this would be the failure. Like, she doesn't recognize that everybody here is complicit. Everybody was complicit. There was nobody outside of, even though they were harmed, everybody participated. The speaking animals were still trying to be a part of the system and still trying to teach and still trying to do. Everybody, and I would say this is true of America, especially, everybody talks about white supremacy and capitalism, but everybody just wants their comfortable spot in it. Like that's the real tea. When everybody critiques white supremacy and capitalism, they're like, oh, I'm oppressed, somebody save me. But what you're really looking for is not to be saved from it. You just want to be safe in it.
You want to be in your little corner, your little cozy corner. You know, it's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Kind of like that kind of vibes. Yeah.
Just get your foot off my neck. I like it here. Just get your foot off my neck. And that's really what it is.
And I like her original thing. I think it's accurate. Like Galinda represents the person with privilege. Just leave it there. In this particular, if you look at it through a Black lens, she's white supremacy. If you look at it through whatever, there's so many lenses you can look at, and that would change what group Glinda would represent, you know. So I do think her, like I said, her assessment, I think this first third or the first part, I think is spot on. Like, the groups and who they're supposed to represent as just their basic, this is a privileged person, this is the other person, these are the people. Like, I think that's a very accurate system.
And I would just say, go ahead.
No, I was saying, and it was even clearly presented that way. You know what I'm saying? The first image you see of Glinda is this, basically, if you look at it right there, pedestalized image of her. Right. First time you see Glinda the Good Witch is everybody's cheering. She's the one standing alone. You know what I'm saying? Look at her, just soaking it all up.
It's Glinda.
Right.
Yes, sir.
A cozy little, we're trying to have your
yeah. K Ojo, I was gonna say, and that's another thing. Be sitting back, I'd be like, oh, okay, so y'all secretly want to participate in capitalism. Just you understand that you can't apply the same rules that white capitalism don't apply to black. You can't do white capitalism. You can't do white supremacy, y'all. We can't do that.
You got to stay in there.
We got to understand that.
Black people become capitalists or like pro, like, you know, the Beyoncés and Jay-Z's, they start to get, y'all can't sit with us no more. So you can't epitomize capitalism and consumerism and blah blah blah, even though you may get support to get there. You cannot ever embody it willingly. You have to keep rejecting it, even though you're, thrusted there.
That's why I say for what she does, Beyonce always tries to stay relatable because she knows she's farthest from it.
Not anymore though. She let that shit go.
And I just like, since you brought Beyonce up, Beyonce has taken on this aesthetic as well. Speaking to that pre and post Wicked, Beyonce has taken on this exact look too. So everybody, Serena Williams has taken on this look as best as her skin will allow her to. Like,
what? She be looking like real though.
Man, she bogus.
Right. I'm just saying, like, people, this is the most popular aesthetic. So speaking of popular, her privilege is not the only privilege that exists in the classes that this person has identified. She just had the most popularity of the groups because the animals were, even though they were persecuted to a degree, they had privilege, they had access, they had roles. Even Elphaba, although she was the most marginalized, had privilege. In fact, that she had power, and people were able to identify her power. Even though they sought to exploit it, they advanced her because of the power that she wielded, which privileged her above Glinda, which is why Glinda was jealous of her. So everybody has a different level of privilege if they can identify it. But what most people do, like the person who's doing this critique, they can only identify the privilege that they lack, not the privilege that they have. They're blind to their own privilege. And that's what most people struggle with. And shout out to Yoshi. We didn't greet you. I didn't. My bad. Canelo's to the face of my hello, Yoshi. Good to see you, Papa.
And I love K Ojo's contributions to the conversation. So I love it when we get a new face, new chatter. Yeah. A non-ignorant chatter as well.
Yeah. Shout out to K Ojo.
Very intentional. Now, when it comes to my own interpretations, Elphaba embodies multiple archetypes, but the main two are the outcast and the tragic heroine. And there's tremendous power in both of those archetypes. They both are very resilient, very courageous. They're not beholden to groupthink. They're not afraid to challenge the status quo. They can be agents of change and make a huge impact in the world. And they're deeply empathetic and caring. And we saw all of those qualities in Elphaba. And for me, she represents a lot of Black women and our empathy for other oppressed people and our incredible ability to make change, positive change in the world and in society and influence the masses. But unfortunately, our power is often used in the wrong places. And
I feel it. I also still
in the wrong places.
Yeah, I still agree with that. Yeah, that's so accurate.
Yeah.
And the scene where Elphaba was reading from the Grimoire and unintentionally using her power to help the wizard further subjugate the animals, for me, that was very symbolic. And it represented Black women.
Now, real quick, this was my hot take that Yella felt away about earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat it because you were busy pillow talking. But it was
damn right.
Okay. Speaking about the different groups, because somebody had made the point, and I think it might be later in this video, that black men were absent from this film.
Oh yeah, I think she said it later. Yeah.
Black men were absent from this film, which I mean was true. Something I noticed. It was something I felt. But I actually don't think if we're going to go through this black film lens, they weren't missing. They were the monkeys.
Oh, they was
black
the
men were
she
the
said
servants.
they was the animals, but you think they was the specifically
No, the monkeys
monkeys.
specifically were the monkeys. They were the grunts. They were the drones. And when black women said their power is used in the wrong way, they were used to empower the monkeys to be better tools within the system. Like the black man go make money. Black man go get. You need to. Black man need to get 6 figures.
God.
I need you to get wings. Black man, I need you to fly so that you can further serve white supremacy and capitalism. I need you to be
the monkeys had stopped talking. The monkeys seemed like they were the first animals to be like, we ain't talking in a minute. Like the other animals still like professors and shit, like teaching, having little secret meetings. They probably the poor white dudes or some shit, you know. Trump supporters kind of energy, like we liberal, you know, we sneak, but like the flying monkeys from what the wizard was saying, they been locked down, not talking, just serving the wizard to the point where the wizard can say, oh yeah, he told me back in the day he wanted to fly. Lying.
He wants to be free. Like that's the black man. His greatest desire is to be free, but he's still in service. And what that freedom is going to look like is your freedom within white supremacy is to be a better use for me. The further you black men can go out into and spread out your tentacles, you're going to better serve us in some capacity.
Use his own woman, use their own women to turn the monkeys into better servants for him.
And look, and I would say that's the red pill sector. We turned them into spies. We turned, so then we're out here spying on each other and telling black women are doing this, black men are doing this. Like we've turned into the agents of the system. There's nobody that tears down black people more than black people at the smoke. You can't.
And he's standing right there. You realize all she had to do was turn around and be like, "Hey, you want to fly?" And he'd be like, "Bitch, fly."
He couldn't talk.
Bitch, I don't even motherfucking know what the fuck fly is.
When you see how the monkey was responding when the wizard was talking, he was like, "Bitch, I ain't say that."
Right.
He had a face like.
And that's weird because
He never said that shit.
Yeah, now, bro, definitely speaking on something because it's not. It's definitely when it comes to us, our opinions don't matter. But everybody else's opinions about us matter. Everybody else's opinion about us is low.
Because y'all don't be talking. Because y'all stopped talking a long time ago.
But even if we talk, listen. Real quick, like listen to what she did. Instead of giving the black man a voice so that he could say what he wanted, she took everybody else's word for what he wanted. So she had the power to augment him and give him power, but not the power to actually voice what he wanted. Now, we're not going to solve the problem about your voice. We're going to tell you, I'm going to give you what the system said you wanted. And that's kind of
fly, bitch. You want to get rich, don't you?
You want to get rich. You want 6 figures. No, maybe I just want to be human. Maybe I just want to be
Maybe I just want to be heard.
Be out here working for this nigga.
Right, maybe I just want to be heard.
Maybe I just want to be heard.
I want to talk again.
Yeah, maybe. And even if I don't want to talk, maybe I don't want to be under service. Maybe I don't want to be a soldier in this system.
Hate the
and this is why I say the whole idea of them having empathy for other marginalized groups be some bullshit sometimes. Because since they're the face, they only know how to fix oppression from their point of view. They only know how to approach and see and quote unquote destroy oppression through their point of view. Because if we really want to talk about it, past this story, probably into part 2, when we see in part 2, the monkeys ain't gonna lose their wings. She didn't go to their book and try to figure out how to reverse that shit.
I mean, this is the prequel to Wizard of Oz, so we know they stay flying monkeys. Like they don't go back.
She don't remove the wings. She don't go out her way to try to fix that for them. She used it to her advantage. So it's using these broken black men to their advantage in the system that they complaining about. You still got somebody to step on the way up. Like, I feel like as if you can punch down, you ain't as oppressed as you. If you got a layer of punching down, You're not as oppressed as you think you are.
Right.
But that's the problem of that is the ultimate fail safe in thrusting a person who's disempowered into power quickly.
Yes.
Because she can't know, like it's overwhelming. It's like chaos for her. So it's like you're super powerful. And like, oh wow, I knew I was powerful. I'm this powerful. Yeah, do this spell. Let me show you. They're completely directing her because she hasn't been in this position. They're misleading her. So that's the exploitation.
Yes.
So she's trusting them as a person who's in a position of power to know what she needs to do with her power that she didn't really even acknowledge before. She knew, but she didn't know, the extent before this. So you could say, yeah, well, she could have did this, but that is why sometimes people like the what's her name, Madam Marvel, whatever, to pull someone who doesn't see themselves, who has imposter syndrome. They like to take that person because now I get to channel your power because you're so disempowered that I can pull you and tell you everything to do. And I could be lying, but you just gonna trust me because I'm more powerful than you. You know? So yes, this movie's gonna have a second act. The play usually has 2, don't it? I think it only has 2 parts with the intermission in the middle. So the second part is supposed to, they've only said 2. The second part is supposed to come out next year, and then it's a prequel to Wizard of Oz. So if you want to say the third act is Wizard of Oz,
that would make sense. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Ojo, they duped me too, goddammit. Because you don't see part 1 on none of the advertisements, none of the commercials, none of that. Then you get to that motherfucker. Man, when I seen Wicked pop up, and I got excited, I was like, all right, and then it was like part 1, and I was like, what the fuck?
I'm glad they ended it. I feel like we needed a space to breathe after Defying Gravity. I really like that we were just left with that because you get the intermission at the play and then you come back and watch the rest. But I love that they ended the movie right there and gave it room to
Okay, so Defying Gravity isn't the end of the musical.
It's the intermission. Yeah, the intermission is
intermission. Ain't this a bitch?
Yeah.
But
I was thinking
solid,
that was the
it's so solid. The way that ended, it would be fine. It would suffice as an ending to a movie.
Yeah.
That would suffice.
She just fly out to the west looking for me.
Yeah.
I gotta send y'all this video. It's basically like all of the alphabets hitting that note, and somebody just edited it all together. And when one starts, it doesn't stop, and they just all end up blending in together. And it's just
you gotta send that. Yeah, you got
the video a minute long, and it's just
needed a
chaos.
little room to let Cynthia's Defying Gravity sit with us on our spirit. I mean, I needed to let that rest on my spirit.
Not all of them hit that note well either. I'm just letting you know.
Obviously.
Not every.
It's one of the hardest songs to sing in theater. It really is.
Yeah.
It's in theater, kids. Defying Gravity is a beast.
Because she starts, stops, she go up, she go high, she powered through, and she fall all the way back. That shit crazy as hell. It's she everywhere in that song.
It's a beast.
So, shout out to E Manifesto. Appreciate you for popping through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The only last thing I want to say before we get back into this was I think flying in this movie, if we're going to critique it as a white supremacy, thing, upper mobility.
Yeah.
Flight is upper mobility. So attaching upper mobility, granting upper mobility to the black man is what the black woman would love to be able to do in, that feminist critique. Yeah. But not one, it's going to be painful.
It's
and
painful.
2, it's just going to make them greater servants of white supremacy.
Damn,
because they exist.
Because she felt so bad. She didn't think it would be. She could, but how could she? She can't see that. She never even used her power before
she's only ever been in the system. She's never been free from the system to know what freedom looks like.
Yeah,
the upper mobility within the system doesn't free you from a system, but it's hard to conceive of if you've only ever seen the system.
Especially when these people telling you too, this is the way. This is the way.
Yeah. It's like being able to reach the top of the cage don't mean you can get out of it.
Yeah.
She shattered the glass ceiling.
Yeah. Which Glenda learns to fly. Because we see from the flash forward.
She be in her bubble though.
Yeah, she be in her bubble.
Yeah.
I'm a
But she-
Glinda keep it cute when she flying.
She'll get her upper mobility. The black woman gets her upper mobility. The black man gets her upper mobility. But everybody mostly is going to end up serving the system in their own way.
Yeah.
There's no.
I just love that she's like so privileged that she floats in a bubble, like she's protected from the elements while she flying. Like, I'm just gonna float through the air. My hair ain't getting blown by the wind, bitch.
And
like
Alphabet just eating Oz bugs the whole time. She ain't got no windshield. She ain't got no helmet on. She just
pulled that brim down. She pulled that brim down.
Yeah, she pulled that brim down a little
Hey, yeah, because everything magical. Yeah, I hope she learned how to like turn her hat into like some type of face shield or helmet. Yeah, just at least.
If I had to fly, I'm flying in Glinda style. Put me in a bubble.
Man, listen.
She got
It's
that
so
nice
worth it.
cushion. She got that nice cushion in that too.
It was cushiony. Yeah. She had a
comfortable.
Bentley bubble.
Yeah, Bentley bubble.
She in a Bentley bubble.
Yeah.
A May bubble.
It was nice. Yeah, May bubble. Yeah. All right.
Unintentionally empowering the wrong people with our activism and our advocacy, and also using our powers to help liberate everyone but ourselves, which I talk about a lot on this channel. Elphaba, like many Black women, was very self-sacrificing, and her not having control over her power, for me, represented Black women not knowing how to use our influence appropriately or as strategically as we could. And the Wizard, Madame Morrible, and even Galinda represented all of the people who use and exploit our gifts and talents for their own personal gain. And ironically, Ariana Grande has been criticized for that in real life. She's been accused of appropriating Black culture. And that's a good segue to Elphaba and Glinda's relationship. The relationship that they had in the movie, for me, represents Black women's naivete when it comes to people who exploit us and who use us for their own benefit. Because Elphaba grew up being ostracized for being green and never had any real friends, she didn't see that Galinda was very self-serving and manipulative. And all the people Black women think are our allies in real life, whether it be white women, other women of color, Black men. For me, Galinda, the Wizard, Madame Morrible, they represent many people who are fake allies to Black women and people that use Black women for their come up and discard us when we are no longer needed. And Elphaba inviting Glinda to the Emerald City when the Wizard only invited her, for me, symbolized Black women trying to help people too much. Our lack of exclusivity and desire to include everyone, often to our own detriment. Because when you think about it, Elphaba put Galinda on by inviting her to the Emerald City. And later on in the story, Galinda works against Elphaba with the Wizard and Madame Morrible. But Elphaba was the whole reason she got to come to the Emerald City. And in my opinion, there's a lot Black women can learn from the Galindas of the world, and that is look out for yourself. Because if you notice, throughout the entire movie, whenever Galinda helped Elphaba is when it was going to benefit her. It was very clear that Galinda used Elphaba to get close to Madame Morrible because she wanted to study with her. And even when Galinda used her popularity to help Elphaba, she sang right in the popular song that you'll be popular, just not quite popular as me. So like many people who attach themselves to Black women, she's perfectly okay with Elphaba getting some recognition, but not as much as her and not more than her, right? And I think she felt sympathy or pity for Elphaba when she danced with her at the Oz Dust party, which, by the way, that scene was very moving. It made me cry like it did everyone else. But I do think Galinda genuinely felt bad for her and wanted to befriend her in that moment. So I don't think Galinda was all bad. Her character was very layered. But the point is, the friendship and the bond Galinda had with Elphaba never outweighed her own interest. And that is something Black women can learn from. Always put yourself first. I don't care how many friends or so-called allies you have, because they will always put themselves before you. You better believe it. Galinda choosing to stay in the Emerald City instead of leaving with Elphaba, for me, that represents that they will always choose themselves, whether it be white women or, again, other women of color or people who are more privileged than Black.
Sorry.
Yeah, pause that, because I said, girl, that's like going in the woods. Bitch, I'm not going in the woods with you.
What did she say that made you say that?
When she was like, she stayed in Oz, you know, like she stayed behind. Like, girl, we talking about flying on brooms and shit, girl.
My stupid question. The dance. Like the Nick Cannon dance. Nick Cannon dance.
I hate y'all so much.
So what, like, where do you think
that, first thing I thought? I saw first thing I thought
of the social critique.
Yeah.
Where within the character and the world building would she have learned to do that dance? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? That part takes me out a little bit.
They all do different things in the stage play when they do that dance. It's one of those like interpretive dance moments, I think, that you have to. It's not a dance that she went and learned somewhere. It's like, you know, it
was just her feelings working.
Yeah, it's like interpretive dance. You have to look at it as like And this is where it gets like into like really abstract idea of this is the idea of what the longing to be seen and have someone understand you and see you is interpreted through the dance she does at the ball.
Okay.
Not like a dance that she learned somewhere and she's doing and no one's heard of it. So I think it's weird, but I think when you look, because all the Elphabas do they do their own thing in the stage play. So that means that it's supposed to be a
specific to the character, but embodied by the actor actress.
It's an embodiment of wanting to be seen and understood and like someone to mirror that.
I get that. I can respect that. So it's more of a I would say it's more of a theater thing as opposed to in-world thing. That's kind of a conduit from the audience to the character and the actor. Like that's a thread that connects all three.
Yeah, it's an emotional thread. So like giving you an insight into the emotional vulnerability of the character, I think.
Yeah, and with the specificity to the actor, actress, I can see that. I'm with it. I like it.
Black women choosing to take advantage of their privileges instead of rebelling against the systems that oppress everyone and staying behind to fight for the greater good. Nobody is going to do that for you, Black women. I'm sorry, they're just not. And for me, that was the biggest takeaway from this movie that I don't hear many people talking about in their reviews. Unlike you, Black women, most people are going to look out for themselves. There is no Emerald City or Promised Land or Utopia where everyone works together to destroy all oppressive systems. That place does not exist. That is not the world we live in, and most likely will never be. It is a dog-eat-dog world. And for me, Elphaba realizing that the wizard had no power and that Galinda wasn't going to join her in leaving Emerald City, it represents that wake-up call or reality check for Black women. And, Elphaba getting to Emerald City and realizing that the wizard isn't real and has no real power, it actually reminded me of all of the different wake-up calls that we as women.
Okay. I know what she's saying because we've said this from the original Wizard of Oz. He doesn't have any power of his own because he's just a man.
Yeah, but like he has natural power. Right.
Yeah. But he's become all powerful because of the system and how all the people that do have power surrender their power to him because of the idea that they've chosen to believe. Like so, it's much like the same like with money, with our system of government. The ideas that we've chosen to believe empower regular people who are just like us. They got to sit on the toilet just like us. Everybody, every single person everybody talk about, the greatest fascist or dictator had to get caught on the toilet at least once. They can, you know what I'm saying? They're just as vulnerable as we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think we need to take, if anything, as opposed to doing this whole Black woman lesson thing, we need to understand that we empower the systems that oppress people. Like we're the oppressors. Like we are the oppressors by participating in these systems. So there's no person who's enforcing all of this. They don't have the bandwidth mentally, physically. Nobody has that kind of power. No one man can have all that power, as the great American philosopher Kanye West said.
Real power is structured. It's not natural ability. It's real power can only be wielded within structure. I mean, you can wield. I mean, it has no nothing without structure in which to exact it in. Like she been walking around with all this natural talent the whole time.
Yeah, whole time.
Until you had somebody with a structure who had a goal or a reason to tap into the power, that the power is useless.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do with this power if she's not right? But let's even say if she gonna use the power to free the people from the structure still gives a use to her power. Like if you use your power to destroy the structure, without the structure, your power has no point. If you use your power within the structure, without the structure. So like a lot of people struggle with it. Like they seek power, but they don't understand how it's a trap because without the structure, which makes your power a thing, you have it's useless. You just walking around with power. You walking around with this potential, even without a book to chant spells. You can't do shit with it besides knock some glasses over and shit.
Right.
When you're mad.
When you're mad. So like it's either a power to destroy structures or build them up. That is the only thing it's useful for. So all this seeking of power and then thinking, well, okay, so you're gonna seek power, you're gonna get rich, you're gonna be in America, you're gonna get rich. Now you have power. Without the same system you're saying you hate, your power means nothing.
I hate that shit. I hate when I hate when we speak about gaining power outside, gaining power within a system that has oppressed us.
Mhm.
It's not like it sounds bad. It ain't like you shouldn't want to aspire to nothing.
Okay.
But it's almost like I'm going to circumvent the system, or I'm going to loophole the system.
Right. Or take it and leave the system.
I'm going to take it and leave the system. Right.
Ain't.
It can happen. I ain't gonna say it can't happen, but there's a reason why it's been one alphabet.
Yeah.
Like the odds be low,
Mhm.
because 9 times out of 10, you still not gonna cover your ass.
Mhm.
See, the thing about it is you can't. They see. We see a lot of. Let's call it what it is. We see a lot of rich white folks get caught up in tax shit,
Mm-hmm.
and we think we can get around that. And then that's why a lot of motherfuckers getting caught up how they doing now. Like a lot of black folks getting caught up in tax shit, then PPP loans, these phony ass business shits.
Yep.
All these motherfuckers is getting caught up in this shit. Wait till you see how niggas when they older and they taxes look fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Credit's gonna be fucked up. Then you get an LLC, fuck that credit up.
All of that shit. Because they want to work outside of the system. It's like you can't make their money and expect them not to say nothing about it.
Right, because they don't have no power outside of it. That's the only reason you still doing
Right.
it. You can take your
Right.
dollars and go with some pesos and shit, and
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
it's
And our dollar
only
don't mean
useful.
shit.
It's only useful within the structure. I mean, if you just out in nature with just your power, you ain't finna do that. I mean,
Mhm.
and then that's the thing. Like Elphaba has been fed the narrative that she's oh so special, but she not. She ain't no more special than anybody else who figured out their power and tapped into it within the system of Oz. And Madame Morrible is powerful as fuck. She just
Yeah.
works
Mhm.
for the wizard within Oz.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? My power got the most use fucking with them people in Oz. That's where I'm gonna be at. That's ultimately where Glinda landed. I'm gonna stay back here. And
Yeah.
whatever potential I got, I see that I can probably it probably will benefit me more here than going to the Western Sky. Bitch, what's in the West? Nothing. What I'm gonna do out here?
Nothing.
Who I'm
Not
gonna
a
show my
damn
power
thing.
to? Who I'm gonna flex my power to
These
in the West?
monkeys,
Munchkins and shit.
Yeah.
Ain't
Lollipop
nobody
kid.
man. The
trying to
west
get out
side
there
don't nobody be on the don't nobody like being on the west side of nowhere.
I don't think nobody in the West Side. I think the Munchkins over there in Oz. I don't even think
Even
right
in
on
real life, the west side of Chicago, that is not the place to be.
ain't nobody trying to be in the West.
Don't nobody want to be on the west side of no city.
Right. So she's just
Especially
been fed a narrative that she's so special and you're green, so you're special, and that's why you're this and you're the chosen one. She's being fed this. I would say Elphaba ain't no more. She just got different power. She just got a different power than the other witches.
okay.
You
I
just a
want to
witch.
ask. Fuck. I want to ask a question. It was based on something that was in the movie,
Do it.
so it's not a spoiler, but it could be a spoiler. I seen something like that. Just was like, wait a minute, and I didn't hear nobody put that connection together in the first movie.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Now I know that Wicked is like 450 years old. The play of the story is out there. Like, so whatever happens is it's out there, right?
It's not a surprise. Yeah. It's not a
That's not a
surprise.
surprise, right? Okay, cool. So they showed Alphaba's dad,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Some people don't know who it is. But
I got a good ass suspicion on who it is. I
thought
don't
it was
want to say that.
obvious who it was. I thought it was very obvious.
I mean,
Even in the
it's to
movie.
me, it's clearly obvious who it is.
His
Like,
voice
why
is
the
the
bitch
same.
match the walls is what I'm trying to tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? She matched the walls, G. Like, you know what I'm saying? She matched the walls,
Yeah.
G. Is what I'm saying. She matched the walls. Like, for some reason, her
This nigga
hue
love
has
green.
like let's just put it like this, right? Her hue has a distinct connection with a certain destination within this fucking story. Within this, it's an entire place that's name is kind of similar to the fucking hue that she has, right? So it's like,
She's
and
Jesus.
nobody questioned
Yeah, I don't
that.
know. I thought it was very obvious, even in the song. So I mean, I'm surprised. I was surprised to hear that people left the movie like, I have a theory of who the daddy is. I'm like, theory? Have y'all not seen Jurassic Park, bitch? Have you never heard this nigga talk?
Right. Like, what are you talking about?
You could put a blindfold on me and just play, and I'd be like, "Is that
Exactly.
Is
Okay.
that who I think it is singing?"
Okay. Cool.
I did not even know he sang that.
Right.
So okay. So I'm waiting for that
Right. How is that gonna land on her?
because oh my god, all these can't believe this, these connections, these signs, symbols. What you gonna find out when she half white? Huh? How you gonna feel about that? Huh? How you gonna feel about that? Huh? Is she gonna be Drake? They not like us. She gonna be Drake then. She not like us. Her daddy half white. He lived in it. He lived in the. He lived in Oz.
I think.
But no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the very thing you think you're you know, it's the Darth Vader moment.
It's the Darth Vader moment, but
be a
it's like
Darth
it still follows through with the whole alphabet as a black woman trope.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to honestly overthrow the system, the same system that is your forefather. You, even with the African ancestry, Americans your father too. All of us, most of our hue is influenced by having that Jeff Goldblum somewhere in our lineage. Because we're not just 100% black. We're not 100% African descendants. There's some other stuff mixed in. So it's like,
you thought you came from a governor of
not even
governor of
close.
Munchkin Land or something. Wasn't he the governor of Munchkin Land, her daddy?
I don't even remember.
He was a governor.
He was a mayor or something.
He was a mayor or something. So you thinking you come from that, but you really come from America, you did.
Yeah. I mean, but even
like
he was
he was white. That's why I was like, I don't think she
and
had
even
white.
in this land of Oz, it seems like parents' genetics tend to work the same way that they do on Earth, right? So if because they clearly made a mixed woman with her sister in the wheelchair, right? They clearly made a mixed woman, right?
Yeah, the daddy and the governor, that's his real child.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So him and his wife, who was black, clearly made a mixed child.
Yeah.
Right? Ain't no question. She fits that. So the concept that I'm saying is that clearly genetics, these are human like. We won't even give them human because they don't exist on
Earth.
Earth.
They live in a magical place with other
the
races.
rules of genetics still follow over.
Right. Right. So
you still have biracial people.
Yeah.
Like this one is just like we can make babies of any color. Okay, green, we starting to question something now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a spoiler that you may or may not have picked up, but I don't want to. If you didn't pick up why she green, then I don't want to ruin it.
I assumed it was because of the
I picked it up too. I got all of that. That one whole scene answered everything I needed to know.
It was like the elixir is the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. That one whole thing, and they got a drink. He like his drink. Shit. Just just imagine
still carrying
this.
around the bottle. Like he's still carrying around the mom's bottle.
Yeah.
If your daddy was a Hennessy nigga, you would just walk around smelling like Hennessy all day. You would be born of Hennessy. You would smell like Hennessy. Your name would probably be Hennessy.
I think that's gonna come out more later. So there's like a layer. There's layers, but I won't. I won't go into it. But I will say that Elphaba grew up privileged, but she did not feel she grew up privileged because she was mostly taken care of by the help, which is why she empathizes with the help more. I don't think it's because, she felt othered by her own father, but more because she was like, oh, we empathize with people who because she was able to empathize with the animals because she's been othered. No, she was able to empathize with the animals because the animals raised her. What was the bear? The bear lady, whatever her name was. I can't remember her name right now. The bear lady was micro braiding her hair. Okay, so they got bears doing micro braids and all, but she was raised
clearly
by
we've
the
been
animals.
told that bears are safe. So
right, so she was raised by the animals because her daddy wasn't fucking with her.
Yeah.
So that's why she empathized with the animals because she saw her
I could think
mom.
that.
Yeah, her mom figure was an animal, not necessarily because I think she felt so. Obviously, I feel like she grew up privileged. She had the air of a privileged person. Elphaba never, even when she went to school, she wasn't in there like, no, oh, I'm so poor in the crib. She walked up in there. She was actually quite confident until the Ozball thing where they really shaded her. I feel like Elphaba carried herself as a woman who came from privilege.
Yeah, she did.
Especially since her and Glenda was the only ones who didn't have to wear uniforms, apparently.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But even when she came in there, she just came to watch her sister to help her sister out. But she carried herself with a certain air. She was like, yeah, I'm green. Let me go ahead and tell y'all. She held her head like she didn't really. I don't think she really walked around feeling as that way as much. Like, oh, my daddy be tripping. But I think it wasn't until she got bullied at the school that really kind of
shook her,
humbled her, brought her down a little bit.
Yeah. Because her thing isn't from being in poverty or less than. Her disposition is from being treated being bullied, so to speak.
Yeah,
she's been bullied, so to speak, by her own parents and people when she was in childhood. So it wasn't that she was actually oppressed.
Right.
Oppression wasn't her actual story. It was being bullied.
She's just othered.
She's just like a rich girl who maybe had a black. She a mixed rich girl in the upper echelon of society almost. Like she would be more like an Amanda. What's that girl from Star Wars? Everybody hate.
Yeah,
she's actually more like an Amanda, whatever her name. I think her name Amanda too. But she's actually more akin to what I would say is that person than a poor black person who came from the mud. Like I feel like she is somebody who
just ruined it.
She came from privilege and just would never be accepted by her inner circle because of her skin. So I feel like she's actually more like those black people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. You said the Amanda chick from Star Wars. I thought you was about to say Amanda Seals.
No, I don't think she was
Seals
raised affluent. I don't know. She made
into my head. I can't see it now. I mean,
she actually was. So yeah, them people.
Yeah, I went to this college and you know what I'm saying? I grew up this way. She was a child actor.
Yeah.
I just
don't really be remembering her. But when you think about the Amanda from the Star Wars, I picked her specifically because she didn't start getting bullied until later. Like she grew up very self-assured, even though she may have not been accepted by her peer, like affluent peers. But when she got the role of Rue in the Hunger Games, she got bullied because of being black. So that's why I said that's kind of like more like to me what Elphaba went through. Like her parents, she probably got shade throughout her life from the people in her circle because she was green. But until she went to Shiz, then she experienced overt bullying. Like everybody ganged up on you and just was like, you're outcast because you're green.
Yeah.
Man, can I say something? I know this might catch some flack. Let me ask a question. Is there an issue with how her father treated her?
What do you mean?
Is there a consensus okay, her father treated her bad?
To which stand, like I'll say, for most people, yes.
Just like for the idea, yeah, just like a general stance on the
I took it as like
story.
he took care of her, he provided for her, like she wasn't like poor, but he just really wasn't fucking with her like that. Like
there was clear favoritism.
Yeah, but she was around. Like he didn't send her out, but the animals more so. She just spent more time with the help. Really, like took care of her more than she wasn't doted upon. But he didn't kick her out the house. Like he still paid for her. Like or took care of her. He didn't pay for her education. She just had talent. But I don't know.
Right.
Most people see favoritism as negative, like treating one child favorably and other one like unfavorably. Most people see that as bad. So I'm gonna say, generally speaking, they see the way the father and mother treating her as bad.
Okay. I'm with it for a second, but then I can understand exactly why he felt the way he felt about the whole situation. Cause like, don't get me wrong, man. You ain't supposed to do no child no type of way. I get all of that. But at the same time, y'all asking me to just be cool about taking care of this little green baby that ain't mine.
Yeah, I think he did it the old school way of like he knew it wasn't his baby, but he provided to the bare minimum in which he was supposed to as the husband of the mom. Like I think he took care of her, but he knew that wasn't his kid. I feel like he did what a lot of men kind of do. Like, all right, like, but she gonna have a home. I'm not gonna kick her out, but I'm not gonna pay for her college. I'm not gonna do like I feel like a lot of men do that. I don't feel like he did nothing that ain't been done in the history of.
So allow me a moment to say something so corny that y'all both remove me from the string.
Let me go ahead.
Get ready. Bree said he did the bare minimum. So that's why he hired her a bare mini mom.
Get out.
I couldn't even get to her quick enough.
That's why he had the nanny. He had a bare mini mom. Like he was sending a message. He was sending a message.
We already know her mama went shit no way. So
a bare minimum.
Her mama went shit no way. So and then the sister ended up being disabled. And then even if it was his kid, you got a disabled kid, they tend to get way more doted upon than the kid who's able. So there's a lot of dynamics in her family life, but even still, she was raised in a position of privilege, at least monetarily and class wise.
Yeah. And in social standing, because why ain't nobody question her mama? Apparently, like she ain't get shunned. Like, what are the levels of, like, what's
she
the
green? Right. You could probably let that slide. Like, I don't know. She took something bad, baby green. A lot of men, but the point was a lot because there's no one else who is green, right? So this is the thing. Like if both parents were white and the baby was black, like mixed, for a lot of men, it was to the degree in which I could pull off that this is my kid. So because the mom was black, it wasn't like her being black would have been weird. There's no one else who is green. So there's no one else that the public could be like, oh,
this is just like Oz happening. This is just something that happens because we're in Oz, like talking
random
animals,
shit that happened in Oz,
bubble flyers.
So it's for a lot of men, to the degree in which it could pass as their own child, that's to the degree in which they could probably let it slide.
I can see that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably why.
You got another question?
No.
Okay, cool.
Women, and especially Black women, experience in our lifetime, whether it be realizing that we have no allies and nobody's going to use their power or privilege to save us, or realizing that there's no sisterhood among other women of color, or that there's no sisterhood among Black women, or realizing that the Black man is not God, aka the Wiz, and there's no real community, or waking up to how Black men as a collective feel about
the Black man is not God.
Yeah, I don't know how we got to the Black man. It's Oz, because she said that they weren't present in the
Yeah.
I mean, if Ariana is white women, then the Oz is white men. I don't know how
he can't be Black man.
He can't be Black man if Ariana's privilege is that of a white woman. Then he stays a white man.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I thought was weird that she said the Black man is Oz. I'm like, that doesn't fit your lens.
It's how we keep getting thrown under patriarchy. That's why when everybody's like patriarchy, they like Black men be participating in patriarchy. No more than you. Like we're no more a patriarch than y'all are in the system. Like, stop it.
We the monkeys standing right there next to Alpha, but looking like, fuck, I don't know what the hell going on either.
He was strong as fuck. No, them monkeys strong. They was the guards, wasn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the army.
Yeah. Of course, we the first line of defense. We expendable.
Yep. Grunts.
Make some more niggas. We can make some more of them.
Yep.
About Black women in general, there are so many different ways that we can interpret the wizard and his fake power and his con artistry and the Emerald City. And when Elphaba chose to leave the Emerald City and refused the position that she was being offered by the wizard because she didn't want to contribute to subjugating the animals, it reminded me of how Black women often refuse to play the game and social climb and get ahead due to their ideas about social justice and morality and liberation. And because nobody else around us is really worried about that, at least not to the level that we are, we end up sacrificing ourselves.
Okay. So again, critiquing this through the lens of Black women. Like, don't they realize, other than that latent ability that had not been honed or understood, didn't even have the connection and awareness to know that it was triggered by her emotions. Everything else special about this woman came from white supremacy. The broom came out of white supremacy. The hat came out of blending white
the
supremacy.
grimoire, she didn't even have a way to channel her power.
None of it. Everything that she got through the system.
Her daddy, the system.
Yeah, even her. Like, her existence is due to the system. But she's going to critique the system and talk about bringing it down. Like, everything you have is because of the system. I mean, I guess even the power is probably from the fizzy drink. So everything that you are is of the system and from the system.
Right. She ended up being a wicked witch. We meet in the Wizard of Oz. I'm just gonna pretend. Let's just take it from there. That bitch couldn't stay away from Oz to save her life, boy. Y'all thought she was going to the western sky. You over here, your sister there, somebody took her shoes, girl.
Yeah. Because she's fixated on believing that it's her job to topple the power structure. I have to topple the power structure. But how can you topple a power structure when your greatest weakness is your hair getting wet? Black woman.
Hold on. I ain't like that.
Let's go.
They maybe should have made it. I feel like this shade. This just turned into shade. I'm finna agree with the lady.
Yeah, effort to liberate everyone else. And because it's not possible for us to save the world alone, we just end up being outcast and villainized and labeled wicked, just like Elphaba. She and Black women as a collective really embody
Hold on.
Let's go.
She said something that kind of reinforced my point that I was trying to make earlier about the true lack of empathy to others. It's like, if the entirety of the oppression is not focused on them, then nobody's gonna care about us like us. Y'all don't care about nobody else. Like, y'all clearly make that differential between y'all and everybody else. When it comes, like, that's the point I was trying to make earlier. There's clearly a separation between. That's why I said this is how I view it based on what I've heard. They view white women as above them and the oppressors. They view women of color underneath them and leeching off their previous work. And they feel like neither one of those parties care about them the way that they do. But when it comes to the collectivism of women altogether, they will easily separate themselves from it when they feel like they're not the only ones benefiting from it. Revolution.
Viva la revolution.
Tragic heroine archetype. We really do. And, I even see this parallel in the online work that I've done over the last almost 10 years for dark-skinned women and girls. I've been trying to help dark-skinned women get ahead. And in a lot of ways, it's ostracized me and made me the villain, because most of us have become so complacent with colorism that we tolerate and accept it. And we reject and villainize and attack women like me who try to get them not to accept it. And Elphaba being villainized after leaving the Emerald City could also represent what happens to Black women when we refuse to follow the status quo, when we refuse to be used or exploited, or when we refuse to sacrifice ourselves for everyone else.
Okay, real quick. What? I do remember her being labeled a wicked and a traitor, but there had to have been something before then.
What you talking about as far as at the school, or
there was something? There was an ambiguous enemy before Elphaba, because that's why he had that's why he had an army of monkeys. And was trying to make them spies, like, because they were already coming for, like, there's an old poem I always like in reference, like, and then they came for me. Like, first they came for the socialists, and then they came for the person, and I said nothing, and then they came for the something party, and I said nothing, and then they came for me. Like, Elphaba is just the most recent.
Yeah, she's the one
iteration
that they actually
of the
using.
enemy.
Yeah,
Because
to
before it was
unite.
the animals. Before it was the animals.
It was the animals.
The animals before that, and I'm sure before the animals it was something else. Like, that's how the system. You have to keep an enemy. Like, America's good with that too.
Yeah, because they alluded to the animals, and that's why it's better for them not to talk. Like, he kind of don't want them to talk, because I think the animals really know the tea. Because the animals, I feel like, was around before the humans, because he pulled up in a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Well, he arrived in Oz. He wasn't even born in Oz.
Right.
I don't know if humans was really kicking it in Oz like that before him. So he a colonizer. So the animals are kind of like the Native Americans. Like, they kind of know the real history, which is why he don't want them motherfuckers talking. Like, shut their ass up, because they know who I really am. So yeah, before her probably was his ass.
Yeah,
that's what he trying to cover up, that it was him before it was her.
Yeah.
It's really him. It's always been him. It's basically always been him, but she is the new scapegoat.
She the scapegoat for him, because he came in and fucked up the animals and the munchkins and shit. He came in and took power where he was colonizing.
Yeah.
So of course he's spinning the narrative that the animals rose up in the past. You ain't say why they rose up. Oh, the animals was just out here turning up.
Yeah.
On who?
Your ass, nigga.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Right. The animals was turning up on me. I'm just a poor, powerless man, and they just was over here trying to overthrow me. So yeah.
Let's go.
Else. When we actually prioritize ourselves, we're quote unquote wicked. And technically, in this movie, Elphaba wasn't prioritizing herself. She put the animals before herself. But that's where her heart was at. That's what she wanted to do. But
did she? When did she put the animals before herself?
And that's where people start to really, when you start to be the martyred, or you get into that, like, it has to be me. I'm the one. She on her Neo path. She on her Neo journey. So it's like, you didn't really, okay, you had a line in the class and you put everybody to sleep to free them,
the
one animal, then you try to get a monkey wings because the witches told you, he said he want to fly, but you didn't really put yourself at risk in any of those situations. You just kind of use your power to do what you thought they wanted, which was always freedom. You thought that they want to be free because you want to be free, maybe. I don't know.
Projection,
Yeah, I wouldn't say she put herself on the line. She put them people to sleep before she freed the animals. So she ain't just snatch the animal and run out of class and get expelled.
Right.
So
her being villainized for not following the status quo is exactly what happens to Black women when we refuse to tolerate anything that does not serve us, whether it be misogynoir, colorism, or any other abuse. And that is actually a good segue into the colorism that I picked up on in the movie. I took note of how Elphaba's mother and little sister Nessa Rose was racially ambiguous. The mother was portrayed as an object of desire. However, she was promiscuous, so that could be looked at as a hit on the mixed race woman's image, or Black women, especially for those who follow the one drop rule. And the dynamic Elphaba had with her sister.
That is definitely a bad label.
That's a Black woman. Her sister, that is a Black woman. She looked like she had.
See what I'm saying?
Waiting for that nigga when he pulled up.
I'm saying. See what I'm saying? They will motherfucking instinct in the blink of an eye. They will fucking just separate themselves from anything. They will nitpick down to this. They choose. Oh my God, they choose their fellow Black women like they choose their men. It's so motherfucking the nitpick and cry till you gonna sit here and tell me that this woman is racially ambiguous?
Nah, she don't pass.
Nah, she definitely ain't passing.
You might get Nessa Rose, but
Nessa Rose.
Right,
Nessa
because
Rose
Nessa Rose
Okay,
was
there we go.
Yeah, she could be
right,
like
because,
something else. She could be something else. Nessa
else.
Rose could be something else. Mama look
but
black.
but guess what? It ain't even as ambiguous. You want to know why? Because you know her mama black. So you know exactly.
But Nessa being racially ambiguous is okay because she's literally mixed. She's not just black. But the mama looks black to me.
Right.
Mama look black. Daughter look mixed, as she should be because her daddy white. I mean, I'm not really seeing.
Yeah, that was a stretch. That was a convenient stretch.
Yeah.
Come on,
similar to how dark skinned and light skinned women are treated in the Black community. She was more coddled and more protected than Alphaba, even by her own father. And of course, the primary reason is because she was disabled and in a wheelchair, but also because she wasn't green. And so,
no, pause it. I was finna do the big E. I broke my neck, nigga.
I was about to say she's disabled. She's disabled.
Professor Xavier is in a wheelchair.
But did you die, nigga?
Stephen Hawking's in a wheelchair.
And he also probably knows that it's actually his daughter and not from her mama's
exactly right. That first. You tell me she was
that man don't realize she cheated on him and he wasn't at least questioning when the child was green. I mean,
like she in a wheelchair. Gee.
Parents do favor their disabled children more. I think that's definitely a thing because they just feel like they got enough chips against them. They often do end up coddling those children more. That is a real thing.
I would, you know what? If I was the governor, I would probably favor my disabled child over my not disabled green child. Not my green child. Like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's just behaving like most people. Like I'm taking care of the child, but you and I both know that ain't my baby.
That's why he's sitting around. That's why y'all like she was being favored. Yeah, I would probably put mine first.
Yeah,
like I don't think
he's done anything a man, especially in a traditional setting or that dynamic would do. Yeah. We can pretend we can pretend that that's not what a real actual person would do, but there are a lot of people in that situation where mama stepped out, had a baby, they kept the baby in the family, but they always had favoritism. That child grew up kind of feeling like something wrong with me. Damn daddy really don't be fucking with me. That child grew up kind of feeling that energy though their whole life. Like I kind of knew he wasn't fucking with me. I never knew why. It happens.
Everybody else got nicknames. You get called by your name.
You got a different last name.
Right. Yeah, different.
You got your mama last name. Everybody else got his. You know, they giving you random reasons why.
That's messed up. And that's messed up.
But it's true.
You kind of had that situation going on.
Right. Let's not act obtuse as to the dynamic that really was going on. Was it really about her skin being green, or did her skin being green was probably the reason the daddy was like, this ain't my baby? Like, let's be
it's different. Yeah, it's different when you like, okay, I'm coming in and I know there's a child here. I could be a step parent. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because when I met my son's mom, her son was 3. So you
this
know
ain't
what
a stepdaddy. This is
right. This ain't a stepdaddy situation, right?
Daddy.
So by the time my son was born, they was on even playing field for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't one more important than the other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? With him, it was like, and I believe she's the big sister too.
Yeah, she was the first baby. So mama stepped down on. So
and I stayed.
Let's not pretend we don't know the real dynamic. But that's how it is, though. When you have something that's different, I think you attribute a lot of why people treat you the way they treat you because of that thing. Like, it's because I'm green, but it's probably because daddy know your mama stepped out on him. Yeah, really.
I'll say opposite. Otherwise, like had Alphaba had been normal, the one in the wheelchair probably would have got treated different, and she probably would have felt othered because of how she was treated. Yeah,
because they both would have just been mixed, and he white, mama black. He wouldn't have had no reason to think that wasn't his child.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have no reason to think it wasn't his child. So he probably wouldn't have treated her no different.
Dynamics would have been a whole different too. Yeah, they'd have probably been more focused on trying to show her love. Yeah, probably, you know. So she'd have still got favored, but just in a different way. It
So,
wouldn't
and
have been
from
him
her
being about to
experience,
fight.
though, if she, from her experience, if she don't know the backstory, depending on when she figured it out, she may not even know. So that's when it's easy for her to say it's because I'm green. Because we know in a lot, if she black, black families be keeping secret now. Ain't nobody gonna say shit about how mama stepped out and you really ain't your daddy child. So from her, she only has what she knows. I'm green. That's why he don't fuck with me. You know?
It ain't easy being green.
Man, damn. So hold on, before we go, I'm glad Anaya popped her head in because this is a Anaya type comment that I'm about to make.
Uh-oh.
Man,
let's go.
The real victim is the governor here.
This is not no in your comment.
Yeah, because she always asks who the real villain is.
Yeah, true. That is her question.
So I'm thinking like who the real victim is, and the real victim out of all of that is the governor.
I mean, maybe he is a victim, but what if he's not even the real victim?
Right.
The real victim. First
what
of
if
all,
the real victim is old girl right here? What if Nessa? What if Nessa was born perfectly able, but during one of the fits of Big Sister?
That's why I thought she was gonna say it's my fault. It's my fault because he drank the. Nah, you had one of the moments like you really hurt her.
Nah, because you added a whole nother different shit, right? Like, what if the reason she is in the chair is because of like the effects of mom having a child from a nigga off the elixir, off they was both drinking that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
kids,
this gonna get crazy. Kids born of addiction have, you know what I'm saying, disabilities sometimes.
Yeah. So it could be because of the green drink, or maybe Elphaba did something in her childish rage and her power. And maybe that's why they treat Elphaba ill, is because they have that shame and that anger towards her for disabling the other child. They dote on the one who was victimized, Nessa, and shade the one
fighting
who is
over
the
a toy or
victimizer.
some shit.
Well, even still, I think whether she did it physically or mentally, they thought that Elphaba had this disability, so they were like trying to prevent it. So I can see why she said it was like her fault, because if I wasn't born green, they wouldn't have thought that they had this genetic thing that they needed to try to prevent,
Yeah.
So I mean, I can see that, yeah. Or she did it, but then the real villain is fucking Oz. Okay, he's around here.
Oh yeah, the real villain is Oz. Yeah,
colonizer. He's big colonizer energy. I mean, if you're looking at it through the black lens,
we're looking at it.
He ain't did nothing but colonize. He out here smashing women. He going to fuck with the black people.
Ain't no telling what he doing with the animals, G. Ain't no telling. And we talking about Jeff Goldblum too, and I rock with Jeff Goldblum, but
like
he got that level of weird
in the Emerald City. Everybody go. He's hosting the Diddy parties in Emerald City.
And even still, right? Yeah, like it's more of an openness because they're animals, so like
they talk though,
they
so
can talk, right? They can, right.
Yeah, he been freaking with some animals.
Is out here smashing munchkins, animals, humans.
Yeah, you be a shit person without you can be a shit person without like ignoring consent. Okay, we ain't gonna go there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Got enough Riz and elixir for everybody.
Right. Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum. I mean,
right. It's Jeff Goldblum. Right. I would think that he has plenty of Riz to not have to even.
I just really want them to give us an orgy scene in part 2. I know it's not necessary. We don't need the whole scene. I just want them to pull up on him. There? Like, I want them to pull up on him, and you just see a whole bunch of people in the room, and he just in a green robe and shit. Like, I just want them to just like interrupt the orgy. Yeah, you just see animals and shit running, and like a munchkin just running in the back. Like, I just need that. I just need that. Kind of like how they did on Thor, like when he was they pulled up on him at the basically
he was island in Thor. Yeah.
We need that energy, because why are you gonna cast Jeff Goldblum if you ain't finna give us that?
Okay. I'm with it. Now I gotta ask you a question, Yellow, because I know you sent me 2 other videos. How far did you want to get into this one? Because we already like 2:20.
Yeah, I was gonna say we was rolling with some good points. So yeah, we can kind of go.
And that's what she just said. She finished with saying she wished they hadn't cast Elphaba as black because it's villainizing black women by the optics of it, despite the story. How people will see the optics of the movie, they're gonna see it as black women are wicked, they're witches. That's kind of how she concludes, though.
Holy shit.
If we gonna go to the next video, I just wanted to throw out what her conclusion was.
So
that the optics of the movie, people don't pay attention to context.
Hold on. She went through all of this saying how relatable it is.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How it's amazing that they intentionally cast her, but they intentionally cast her only to show her in a bad light.
What you say? Sorry.
I said right because she said it a few times that they intentionally cast Cynthia to send a message in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not against. Right? Because sometimes you got to make statements like that. That's why I say I'm trying to be as balanced as I can about it. But sometimes you got to make statements and shit. If you're gonna pick, I'm gonna put it like this: if you're gonna pick a black woman to be in a musical to race swap with anybody, please pinch Cynthia so she can sing the words off the damn paper. Please, please pick her. Nobody else. Nobody.
Oh no, but that was another one of her controversial takes too. Later, we don't have to go through the whole thing, but she did say like Cynthia shouldn't be playing like American black women. Like she played Harriet Tubman. She was like she shouldn't even be allowed because she don't like black. She called black people ghetto. We could find it, but she kind of skipped somewhere around here.
She did say she did.
But I was like, I don't know. I feel like a woman who has an African background playing Harriet Tubman is fine with me because Harriet Tubman probably was closer to African back then than she ever would be now, and so I'm kind of okay with it. Like our DNA and genealogy back when people were slaves probably had more African directly in it than now, so I'm okay with somebody who is African playing someone from slavery times because it's probably accurate to what she might be like or look like.
And the African woman can absolutely play Elphaba. She can play a green witch in the Wizard of Oz. Just because she got hints of American black, she's still green.
I just didn't like that take that Cynthia shouldn't be playing Black American roles. I mean, there's some that obviously we know with casting, they just who look like the person. But I thought the Harriet Tubman thing was weird because I'm like, I mean, an African person playing Harriet Tubman seems kind of like
Her Harriet grandma probably African. She
that's
probably
what I'm
still
saying.
had a
Like
little
she probably
twang
was
of
like
African.
first generation African. So it's like, I mean, Cynthia probably genetically more close to what Harriet Tubman was than we are. Or second, I'm just saying. Like I just thought that was
I can't believe she went through all this about her. It was so relatable to her. And now it's villain. I didn't even get, even after all of that, I still didn't get the concept that the movie was trying to villainize Elphaba. Like, if you paid attention to the movie, she got a right to be pissed.
The character, inside the movie, the character was villainized. And because this person is projecting black woman onto Elphaba, they're mapping that over. There's like, oh, well, this movie's is calling black women wicked because it's calling Elphaba wicked, which again was propaganda to offload the responsibility from the eye. So it's faulty thinking. I'm trying to see if this is where we
because that's why
you don't have
to. My bad.
No, you did.
Settle just because they gave somebody who looks like you an opportunity. It is perfectly okay to both like and dislike things about
just a little bit.
Things at the same time. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And remember, black women, you are not obligated to like everything about all of your representation in the media just because they give women who look like you opportunities and acting roles. You don't have to settle just because they gave somebody who looks like you an opportunity. It is perfectly okay to both like and dislike things about this movie and any other form of black woman representation in the media. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your opinions can be nuanced. They don't have to be binary or all good or bad. Mine are not all good or bad. I have nuanced thoughts about this representation. And yes, some of my thoughts, some of my opinions and my feelings are conflicting, and that is okay. I am not obligated to feel one way or the other about this. I can feel different ways, and you can too. And also remember, Black women, that this is a movie, and Cynthia is not a mule in real life. She's very self-serving, like Galinda, actually. I know she played Harriet Tubman, and she's an animal activist in Wicked, but she's not muling for anybody in real life, especially not other Black people. She doesn't even like Black Americans for real. I remember when Black women were calling her out for mocking Black Americans on Twitter for being ghetto. And she's also very close friends with other Africans who are very xenophobic against Black Americans. So it appears that Cynthia does really well at separating her acting roles from her personal life and from her personal feelings about Black Americans, because she's in a whole relationship with Lena Waithe, who I believe is an African American woman. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. So all I'm saying is enjoy the movie, but don't internalize.
Yeah, I was reading this stuff. I'm like, hold on.
I'm trying to figure, because I know she's not awesomely lovey, so I'm wondering what
she not what
put all these tweets. Like, awesomely lovey is this blogger.
Is this was that what Cynthia's tweets were before she? Was that Cynthia's tag before?
But see, I used to read a blog called Awesomely Lovey. I didn't think it was Cynthia Erivo. I thought it was a whole.
Cynthia done said some crazy shit on. I mean,
who has it though at this point?
I know of that past, so I don't know if it's her or not.
Okay, Ajayi Jones. No, it's her. Ajayi Jones. Okay, so there's the lady that's with.
Oh,
Cynthia.
I think the friend. She's friends with the lady who say the crazy stuff. Yeah, that's what she said. And then Cynthia said something about Black people being ghetto or something like that in bed. Okay. They said, but I mean, Black people be ghetto.
I'm friends with people that say bad stuff about Black people, but they're Black, like American Black. Like, I'm related to regular American. I say negative stuff about Black Americans.
Yeah, that's crazy, because she tried to make that connection from her acquaintances. Like, none of those tweets come from
hers.
Cynthia. Yeah. None of those.
And I ain't trying to be funny. Like, this is
come from Cynthia.
Rolling in the Deep sounds like a freedom song the slaves sang after they succeeded from escaping in the Underground Railroad. I love it.
It did.
What is negative about that?
It did. And it was a banger. Yeah.
Epic slave cry. Morgan
Freeman. If I was a slave and Rolling in the Deep came on while we was dipping, shit, we jamming while we escaping. Rolling in.
Yeah, so this person is some form of African. I'm an elitist African. I am not a Black nationalist. I'm a Pan-Africanist. There's nothing negative about that, because Black nationalists speaking to actually Black Americans. If this person's not even a Black American, why would you want? That's weird. Okay, this is a weird take. That was just a weird take. Okay.
And from her personal feelings about Black Americans, because she's in a whole relationship with Lena Waithe, who I believe is an African American woman. Y'all.
Now, if she's in a relationship with the whole African American woman, calling her, I mean, not that you can't be in a relationship with somebody and hate that group of people. It's just weird to try to use that. It's just so weird.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So all I'm saying is enjoy the movie, but don't internalize the imagery, the unflattering imagery. It's fine to internalize the good parts, because again, the movie is not all bad. Please don't start standing Cynthia Erivo. She did a great job performing in this movie, and this opportunity is good for her and her resume. But it's
critiques.
Still not the best representation of dark-skinned Black women. And in my opinion, they need to stop allowing.
Not the best representation of dark-skinned Black women. She's green.
She's green, fam.
She's green. And it's a witch. She's not even
green, G. Like,
from a magical place.
She green.
Her to portray American Black women, especially historical figures. She had no business portraying Aretha Franklin or Harriet Tubman with her history. And I feel the same way about Black Americans portraying important Black figures of non-Black American communities. Let non-fictional historical figures be portrayed by the actresses and actors of their same nationality. There's more than enough talent out there. It should not be that hard. And that is all I have to say about that. So in the comment section, let me know your takeaways from the movie and any simple.
I bet you we want an Aretha Franklin who could sing like her more than look like her.
Yeah, I'd rather somebody that can sing. If it can't be Jennifer Hudson, I'll take Cynthia.
Right. Jennifer Hudson can't be every Black female singer. That would just basically be it. Jennifer Hudson just have to play all of them.
Know what I'm saying? Okay. So which one did you want to go to, the Breakfast Club or the Ashley Dalton?
Okay, the Breakfast Club. So, continuing on with the continuing with the Black Lens. I think it's like 20 minutes. It's not 20. Damn, like 2-3 minutes. It's a few minutes in. Shout out to Jack Spade too. Yeah, my bad, bro. Appreciate you popping in. It's your girl, Dr. Brian.
Like Shane going off on Neo.
Yeah,
how she get in this?
She went off on Neo because the lens on how today's things are viewed, the lens on today's actions. Now we're moving away from we talked about like body image. You know what I'm saying? We talked about like representation on screen. Now it's y'all lens on how men operate. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let it play first before I kind of point out.
I gotta find it real quick. Let me make sure.
They talk about different people's lives and different things that are going on, and they got into the conversation of Neo. And you know, Neo now lives a relationship where he's able to be with multiple women at one time. They started discussing that. Let's take a listen.
What is Neo to you, Dr. B?
He's a womanizer. He cheated on his wife, and that's why she left him. He didn't cheat once. He cheated over and over again. He's a womanizer. He's gaslighting himself and that wife to make it seem like he wants polyamorous when you never wanted polyamorous from the beginning. You wanted to be married but didn't have the discipline to do it, and your wife left you because she didn't tolerate that. And so she...
Wait a minute. Okay, she confused me. Hold on real quick. My bad, y'all. Because it sounds like she's saying he was polyamorous and said he wasn't polyamorous. Hold up.
Let's take a listen.
Yeah. What is Neo to you, Dr. B?
He's a womanizer. He cheated on his wife, and that's why she left him. He didn't cheat once. He cheated over and over again. He's a womanizer. He's gaslighting himself and that wife to make it seem like he wants polyamorous when you never...
Okay. He's gaslighting people to make it seem like he wants polyamory, which he was womanizing and sleeping with multiple people. Okay.
Wanted polyamorous from the beginning. You wanted to be married but didn't have the discipline to do it, and your wife left you because she didn't tolerate that. And so she pivoted from you, and now you're going and he's making these other women pay for the heartbreak that he caused to himself by saying, I want to be polyamorous. That's BS. You want to be married. You don't have the discipline. You don't have the tools to do it. So now you want to make sure you put out into the world, look at me. I want to be polyamorous because I cheated. No, you failed in your marriage. You're effed up, and that's the problem. Now you need to heal from that and not have these self-project your pain onto these women about your messed up decision making. Period.
Okay.
Okay, so he was married and was sleeping with multiple women.
Right.
And now he's no longer married because the woman left. And now he's decided to be polyamorous so that he's not ruining a marriage. He's just got multiple women. And now she's mad at that, saying that he's gaslighting himself. He really she knows that he really wants to be married.
Right.
But he really just doesn't have the discipline because she knows that. And his decision to be polyamorous is just him gaslighting himself and these women because they're not adults capable of making their own love life decisions, especially if he's already tried monogamy and failed at it, which he says he did. He can't choose to have multiple relational sexual partners because he's gaslighting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah, it gets worse because the response by the lady who was reading is gonna confirm it too. So you can let it kind of play, because their interaction is interesting too. I want to let it kind of play out for a second.
All right.
I couldn't even say the word because I would never be in that type of relationship.
But I wonder if it was the
Polynesian
opposite.
sauce?
Polynesian, polyamory, poly whatever. Ain't nothing about me poly nothing.
But I wonder if it's the opposite. If he thought he wanted to be married, but he's actually happy and not married. You know, I wonder if he thought that he could be married and he wanted to be married and didn't like it. I wonder if it was the opposite type of thing because everybody's relationship is different, you know?
Yes, and I would like to offer a third opinion. Neo got how many wives now?
They're his girlfriends. I think there's three of them.
There's two, I think, or three.
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
So it's his wife and 2 girlfriends?
No, he doesn't have a wife.
The wife left him because he got
divorced.
He was cheating. And
okay. So, all right. I understand that. So you was with your wife. Your wife wasn't on what type of time you on, so y'all ended up getting a divorce, and now you doing what it is you want to be doing.
Correct.
If it's working for him, I don't see the issue.
Yeah, it could like I said, it could be the opposite of what she said. It could be he tried marriage, he didn't like it, it wasn't for him, and this is where he's happy.
I
totally agree.
So I hear what you guys are saying, and I think that could be true. It also could just be guy math, because as a woman, I think on one end it's like, if that is for him and that's what he wants to do, great, go do that and be honest about it. But on the other end, I have encountered, and I think that there are other women that can speak to this too, men who cop out of full commitment by saying things like, I don't believe in monogamy. No, you're just afraid to fully commit and be vulnerable, because that takes a lot of work to lock in with somebody.
That sound like you're trying to tell that man what it is that he should feel. But if that's his reality,
you're just too honest about it. And I think on one end, it's like, if that is for him and that's what he wants to do, great, go do that and be honest about it.
Okay. If he wants to be polyamorous, which he's doing,
right,
he should go do that and be honest about it, which he's doing. Okay.
But on the other end, I have encountered, and I think that there are other women that can speak to this too, men who cop out of full commitment by saying things like, I don't believe in monogamy. No.
Men who cop out of commitment by saying they don't believe in monogamy. If you don't feel like you're capable of monogamy, that's not a cop out. You're just not capable of it and are practicing something different because you don't believe you're capable. Why would you commit if you don't feel like you're capable of commitment? That's like me saying I'm never going to have another donut when I know I'm probably going to get a donut. Why would I commit to that? It would be stupid. So it's weird. So this is a personal feeling. They want everybody to be forced into monogamous relationships with one person at a time, simply because that's what they would prefer the other people to do, even though it has nothing to do with them. That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, you're just afraid to fully commit and be vulnerable.
Maybe they're not afraid to. Maybe they just don't want to. And even if they are afraid to, there's nothing wrong with that either. This is weird.
Vulnerable, because that takes a lot of work to lock.
It does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work with multiple people or one person. This is interesting.
That sound like you're trying to tell that man what it is that he should feel. But if that's his reality, if his reality is, hey, he don't believe in monogamy,
this what works better for me.
These be the same men. That's why I said be honest, because the men I'm talking about will be the same man that is trying to be monogamous with you. But then when they mess up, it's like, oh, I don't think I really believe in monogamy.
But what are you talking about? Right, we're not talking about them, and that's why I say through their lens, he already got caught cheating. He can't keep being wrong for getting caught cheating. He ain't cheating no more. But see, the fact that he actually figured out where his preferences lie, and he actually figured out situations that would align with his preferences without anybody getting hurt. Now that's a problem. That's why I be looking at Dr. B funny. Because I don't really see you doing a lot of helping. You just going around talking about niggas that you think you would probably be able to change or fix. She always got some shit to say about some niggas who, like, I don't feel like it how Corey Holcomb do. Like, if she's actual doctor, she an actual doctor. I just say she ain't doing shit with it. Like, you're using it to make money more than using it to actually help. Because she don't actually work in a results-based business, because if any industry is results may vary, is life coaches and therapists and results may vary, goddamn it.
Right.
So we ain't necessarily even looking for good results, because you ain't even giving people coming through those systems that she dealing with we're not even gonna give them the pressure of making good choices and good results, because they're already in this lane.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like I don't see her emergence helping anything. Like, she just out here trying to call niggas to the carpet, and it's like, I'm cool if you talking about niggas who like creating kids and cheating on their wife, and we talking about Diddy's not it, but he already passed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same way that you talk, like the same way she talked about Nick Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, at a certain point, these women are agreeing to have babies with him.
Yeah.
You talking about he looking for victims, and that's the same way she kind of tried to put it. He gaslighting himself and these other women.
Yeah.
Like, bro, these are grown adults.
Yeah.
Who are choosing to date each other, multiple people, and they tell them, hey, look, that's what's that's crazy. But through their lens, that's something wrong because of the other man that did something to them, or when they lie, well, they say they did this, but that's not even the story.
Yeah, it's projection of their personal hurt onto every situation. Yeah, I'm with you.
Every situation.
Lauren here specifically said my experience, and I'm sure other Black women can relate. So her experience is some dude who was dishonest about what he wanted. They're both saying that Neo has been honest. He's not trying to marry these multiple women that they're all girlfriends. He has 2 to 3 girlfriends. So they know that they're girlfriends. He's been honest. So this is not that. At that moment, Lauren is off by making it anything else. So if she wants to shift the conversation over to dudes who lie about not believing in monogamy, that's okay. That's a conversation, but that's not this conversation. The one about Neo. So I'm with you. Orange tripping and Dr. B talking about he's gaslighting. How would she know? Like, because gaslighting is trying to make somebody believe that they're crazy over time. Like you're lying and manipulating the environment to make them believe that they're going crazy. Like kind of like the moving the keys thing. Like I know I put this here, but every time I look for it, it's somewhere else. Like I know I can't be. I know I'm not crazy. I must be losing it. Like because you're questioning your reality because of what this other person is saying and doing. Like no, I didn't move your keys. You must be forgetful, or you must be having memory lapses, or maybe you're having time lapses. Maybe you're sleepwalking. Like that's gaslighting. So him openly saying, I want to have multiple women in my life, and them agreeing to that can't be gaslighting. It's just, it doesn't fit the bill. So like, I don't even like Dr. B, who says she's a doctor and a psychologist, even using that word so cavalierly is ridiculous.
You finished snacking?
Man, I just ate some flaming hot Doritos. My nose burning, so I'm just y'all good.
That's crazy.
They some little they look like Asian ones, so they not red.
Okay.
It look red, but it's not. It's like orange.
Gotcha.
Man, these things. Ooh, yeah. Just give me a minute.
Hot Dorito dust. Let me see if there's more to it.
But they're trying to be monogamous with you. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, he was trying. That's the whole point of trying, and then you realize that I can't do this. Like it happens. Like I don't see the issue here.
Once you realize it, then you should go live that lifestyle and stop trying.
That's what
She gonna have to just tell the story. I'm gonna start telling people, if you're gonna be specific, give me the story. Since you want to be specific, tell the story so we can figure out where you coming from. Because at this point, you not, because you don't forgot who you talking about.
Yeah,
she don't forgot who she's talking about because that's literally what he's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's talking about her ex-boyfriend somewhere. Now she don't forgot who she talking about.
Yeah.
And that's why I say is they only see what makes them feel. You can only see it from the part that make you feel something.
Yeah.
And since you see that he did a woman wrong once, now he got to be the type of person that's just always doing women wrong. When it can't be a conscious decision of, well, hey, realize monogamy really ain't my thing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll find women who can agree that monogamy ain't their thing either.
Exactly.
And we can all just kind of be happy. Less people getting hurt. Nobody's getting. That sounds like a lesson learned. What he just supposed to just never ever deal with women again, or you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to just shame himself into the corner. If that's the case, if making mistakes with your sexual organs and genitals was a problem.
Yes.
and
He's done
you should
everything
be
she
shunned.
suggested.
Then it's a lot of that's going to start being problematic for everybody. So
he's done everything she suggested. Stop lying about it. Okay, he's divorced, so he can't be lying to his wife anymore. So now he's openly in a multi-partner relationship. So he stopped lying about it. And okay, well, if you feel like you can't do the single person, just go and be with multiple people. Okay, he did that. So everything that she said as a solution, he's done. So it's weird. Like you said, I wish Bree was like just tell your story. Because it's obviously in her head, she's been lied to about some guy who just does not want to be in a committed relationship because of the work. And she was hurt by that because she wanted him to be dedicated to her and he wouldn't. So he would only be with people who have money. And I still don't see anything wrong with that, honestly. Like, if you're just like, I am afraid of commitment because of the intense intimacy and trust that it requires to be with just one person, I don't see anything wrong with saying no to that. Like, that doesn't make somebody a bad person. Like, that's self-awareness. Even if they're selfish, I'd rather them be self-aware than what she's doing right here.
Fine,
He did. Neo
did. That's what I'm saying. It's good for him that he realized that he was being honest and he moved forward. Because a lot of men don't. A lot of men lock in.
I'm sorry, Lauren.
What you did?
Just triggered Lauren. It triggered Lauren.
Sorry, Lauren.
I'm sorry.
It did
Lauren.
not trigger me.
Yes, it did. Because you started talking to whoever that guy was that did that.
What's his name?
I am so sorry that
happened.
What's his
name? Is he from Delaware?
What's his name?
Of course he's from Delaware.
First of all, I don't date people in Delaware.
Yeah, you know when people start getting nervous, you start grabbing my cup, start moving my cup around, you start cleaning up.
Charlamagne was like, "Oh, emotionally intelligent. I'm sorry that happened.
Got her.
You triggered. You talking about that nigga? Sorry, we didn't realize you was talking about that nigga.
She done got.
I'm glad he said that because she was gone. I said, "Girl, you know where we at?"
She grabbing the wrong cup. She don't know where she at. She got.
I was like, "Are you alert and oriented times 4?
Like,
do you know
McFly.
where you are?
Hello,
do you know
McFly.
Do you know who are you?" Right. She was gone.
How many fingers I'm holding up, G?
Right. She was gone.
Jesus.
He said, "Oh, nah." That's the only response because you like, girl, you was not talking about what we talking about right now. I don't know.
Right. And that's the thing. Neither is Dr. Brian.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
so I don't know why she's so mad about this Neo. Like, I don't, girl, that's not. You got all this fire for a nigga who just doing something else. Like, girl.
Yeah.
Because that's where my concept with her. That's where my concept with her has come from. Not necessarily in the sense of like, is she a real doctor or not? Because at this point, everybody can call themselves a doctor because you can be a doctor in any way. Anybody can be a doctor. Pretty sure. No matter. Anybody can be a doctor. The thing is that she let it slip out one time and she hasn't again. But her thing is she's always addressing men that she think she should be with. Like, she's always talking about the men that she feel fit in the category of men that she should be having the choose from. Yeah. That's why when she made that comment with Nick Cannon, like, because you wouldn't be able to do that with me. She viewed the Nick Cannons and the Cam Newtons and the Neo level niggas and all these niggas that's at the top. Like, these are the men that I choose from. These are the men that I should be able to choose from. Y'all niggas need to get better so I can pick better from y'all. When in reality, baby girl, they not looking for what you putting out, or one of them would be in a harem, or you would be in, like, you not giving what they looking for. Them niggas, because they looking for a Jasmine. They looking for women who like, hey, look, I don't mind being part of whatever you got going on. Whatever you got going, I consent. That's the problem. You can throw a Diddy party without the Diddying. Like, those things that happen at Diddy parties are perfectly fine if everybody's cool with it. But we done lost that concept. Like, all of that stuff is cool. Like, if you know what I'm saying? 1,000 bottles, it's a lot, but still. Like, the things that was going on there, if people is cool with it and fine with it, that's fine. And that's the type of difference that we don't. That's the line that I see, like, through their lens, they don't see that. Because it's like if if a man do have access to multiple women, or if he do have that, then he's got to be predatory on some level. Like he got to be doing something that's predatory. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like that can't be the truth.
Okay. What's the next one? What's the next clip after this? Because I know.
Yeah, so I had seen that one, and that was found after I seen this one. Now, this is the last one. This is the interesting one. I've watched her videos a couple times. This is Ashley Dalton.
God, I cannot stand this woman.
Apparently,
what is your problem with Ashley? What's your problem with Ashley?
I'm not gonna watch her. I'd rather watch Shira. I mean, at least she's funny.
Okay,
but this ain't now.
Just like I'm just gonna watch Shira.
This more so. This more so ain't about her. Mm-hmm. This is very much about the caller.
Yeah, no, I saw her face and I got irritated.
Yeah, I don't too much absorb it.
It's the like filter. It's just like it's too much. It's just like
it's Bree. The thing that you're talking about, I swear I want to find a way to make that a stream, but I can't conceptualize the topic without it sounding really, really bad. But for some reason, exaggerated don't mean cute. Just because it's big and extra don't mean it's cute. And I guess that's kind of what I was talking about, like the image. Slim, small, muted, everything. It's extra. Personalities, everything can be big. Then everything taking up space. You just taking up a lot of space then. If everything on you big. Big ass head, big ass, big personality, big ego. You taking up a lot of space.
Big.
You just big. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't like. I don't watch her a lot, and she is pretty. I'm not gonna hold. It's not that she's not attractive. It's just not the type of like. I don't even watch Kendra like that unless y'all read. Mm-hmm. So it's just like it's not the type of content I'll sit and watch. If I was gonna watch something, I'd rather just watch Shira talk crazy by herself. I ain't trying to hear.
Right. At least you know how to. Right, at least you know that is entertaining.
She just spent her time clapping back to crazy stuff. And it's hilarious.
Kendra and Ashley are only interesting because of the callers.
Yeah, exactly.
Callers are interesting. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So this is the first one where I seen it played as somebody's kind of disagreeing with her. Now I didn't watch this because I was like, okay, this might be something. I've never seen anybody disagree with her. So I watched maybe like 2 minutes of it. But I can't pre-watch videos before I react to them. I don't know about other people. If I see it might have like reaction value, I can't pre-watch.
No, sometimes if you're reacting, you shouldn't. But if you know, because I was gonna say, is there a time? I guess we just 2 minutes.
It's only 11 minutes. We can get through it. If it's cracking, then no. But it was kind of
related to why you brought it up in relation to the subject of what we're talking about with the like Wicked and the women.
This kind of like embodies it all because it's this idea of, you know what I'm saying, if you see in the title, you say Watcher goes off on me, says I shouldn't be telling women to lose weight and improve their looks. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it tied in. I was like, oh, okay. So there is this standard image thing that you can have, and there's nobody, not even people who are like you, that can have an opinion on it without it being a problem. But on the inverse, you can set the standard. Nobody can have a problem with it, though. Not even the people within the standard that you're setting. Not even the people that qualify in the standard that you're setting. Because then you become as exclusionary as those who you feel like are excluding you. So, but no, it was interesting because I know that she do be talking like that. She basically like one of the female Kevin Samuels type dudes. But like I said, I have never seen one of her call. I never seen a video with it, and she probably had one beforehand, but I ain't never seen her call it like challenge what she's saying. So I kind of want to see how this would go. So,
okay,
if it flop, it's all Bree fault. It's all Bree fault.
It is
villainized.
That's right, Wicked.
I've been a witch. I am Elphaba. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can find me. Look to the western sky, bitch. That's what I'm gonna be at.
Hi, Maya.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, no, maybe not. I was like, did Maya come up here before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, she did. What? Wait, did you come up here and you had a night? You just came in the house, or you were like partying or something? No, that wasn't you.
Partying? No. That's not
okay. She's like, that's not me. Okay.
Welcome back, Maya. This video.
Thank you. I've been looking at a lot of your content and stuff, and because you pop up on my For You page a lot, which I love. But I feel like I want to understand your content some more. As a woman and mom, things like that. I want to understand, like, are we just working on outer beauty? Are we empowering women to be their best selves, like in every way? Or is it just like, oh, you should be wearing this to get this man, or you should be wearing that, or you should have values, you should love yourself so that when you do wake up in the morning, mommy's talking. When you do wake up in the morning, you're proud of seeing who you are, and you're not feeling, when this guy is seeing you, you're not feeling, how do I say this, ashamed or shy or any of those things, and you're not stooping to anyone's level to feel like, oh, because he's this 6-8 figure, whatever man, you need to stoop to his level. Like, are we empowering women? Like, help me understand.
But you watch.
Okay, you're right. The theme is the projection. I feel this makes me feel something, so this must be what you meant to do. Like, 'cause there's no reason as a viewer, if this woman chooses to tell everybody to draw a mole right here, and that was her whole platform, was to get on and tell women, everybody, to draw a Marilyn Monroe mole. And that's all she did in every video. It's her right, and that's her platform. And it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's what she put out there. That's the product. That's the movie Wicked. That's, what Neo has chosen to do. That's Ashley's platform. How you feel about it is how you feel. But now somebody else is going to come behind and tell you that you're wrong, even though you can't be. This is you making an adult decision that's not harming anybody. And I'm going to tell you what it means. Under the guise of, I'm just questioning you. You don't even have a right to. He has a platform. All the information is out there. You can watch and see what it's about. You can look at her about page. This is crazy. Okay, I see the thing.
I think it goes back to that thing where we were talking. I think we were talking about the other day, like what makes something wrong. And I think I've been saying that people are like almost in that psychotic state where they don't know how to establish what makes something right or wrong, because no one can. You have to have a shared reality before you can establish wrongness. And I think because people are existing in their own, and everybody's truth is valid, and everybody's experience is valid, you can't really filter out wrong. Right and wrong becomes whatever you feel like is right and wrong, and that's not really useful, helpful, and you can't relate to people if that is the worldview you take on. So, like, calling something wrong, well, what is wrong? But it's like, well, it's wrong to me to do this,
and that's fair. But that's where it stops. Like, I think that's where the issue is, the boundary. People don't know where the boundary is. Oh, that feels wrong to me.
Yeah, but you're not reality.
I can just watch something different. Like,
yeah,
that's where
exactly.
It's supposed to be internal.
Something, but like we use right and wrong to mean how we feel about something.
Yeah, and
opinion is not right.
Yeah.
Opinion is opinion, but there is a right and wrong. But you can't know what right and wrong is without an agreed upon reality or lens or viewpoint in which we're viewing this. That's how people play tricks with changing the lens of things and not looking at it through the lens to which it was made or created, but putting your own lens on it and then deciding what is right or wrong based on that. And that's my issue with a lot of stuff. That's my issue with that woman's breakdown of Wicked. That's my issue with any, like we've been talking about this, especially watching A24 films, which are overwhelmingly told through a white perspective or white feminist lens. So I would never make a break. I'm not going to make a breakdown of Midsommar and paint it with a black feminist lens. Because
how has A24 failed the black community?
Like,
right.
And it's not that my view is invalid or my commentary is invalid. It's just like, well, yeah, girl, but that's not the point. So it's like, that's my whole issue with a lot of stuff.
This croissant has failed at being a cheeseburger.
Yeah, bitch. I bet it did. It's like, well, did she come on here and say that we used to have mission statements of companies and things? Okay, what's Ashley's mission statement? Do she sound like, you listen to her, does she sound like she's an empowerment of women platform? No. So
you shouldn't even look at her like she's presenting an aesthetic.
She's not hiding. Just watch. And so it's like this need, like you said, this controlling need to come in and be like he was talking about pulling it in with Wicked. You just feel like you got to come back to eyes and be terrorizing these folks because you said you was gonna be in the Western Sky.
Go be in the Western Sky. With your bro.
He said my sister did. I guess she came back because her sister was dead. But like, you went to the Western Sky, you didn't take her ass with you.
Sure didn't.
So I'm just saying. Yeah, that's like my pet peeve with it all. I can't. People have no way of criticism or, critically viewing something. Yeah. There's an important to, even if you're going to look at it through a different lens, you have to establish that you actually understand the lens through which the original person was telling it.
Yeah.
And I just don't think people have the ability
to. Yeah. Or like you said, acknowledge that you're looking at it from a different lens and just leave it there. I'm going to look at this if I looked at this from the aspect, like we said, we looked at it from an aspect of this. But we just left it at that. This is our viewpoint on that. And then we come back to our reality. Like, okay, well, I don't have any right to police it. I'm just a viewer. So it's weird that I know where this is about to go. And this also goes back to the Glenda. Old girl is the Glenda too. The Watcher, she's a Glenda. She, from her place of privilege, feels like she has the right to police somebody else. Like, this is a little bit of privilege coming in here too. Like, this is weird as a watcher to think you can police a creator. That is so crazy. But let's go. Oh God.
My content, no?
I've watched your content, but I feel like after a time it became more of like, are we gonna tell girls to care their skin and like there's products they can use to grow their hair and like versus let's see your body.
There's channels for that, bro.
How about the
lots of channels?
There's channels for that.
Girls and girls. This isn't the channel for girls. This is grown women.
It's not grown women.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. But the search bar, right? Like at the top of this app, it's a search bar. You can put in.
Right, you could just put that in.
Products for my skin, and you know what I'm saying. Products for women of a certain particular shade of brown.
I know everybody does it, but when someone starts saying, "What are we doing?" That flares up a toxic side of me. I don't mind we in certain contexts. Yeah, I don't mind saying we or we're doing this or what if we're actually doing something. Well, what are we gonna do about like when managers do that? Like, well, what are we gonna? It's what I'm for you really. I'm about to have to do all the doing about it. So stop saying we to manipulate me to feel like we in this together because we're not. I hate this.
Yeah. You watching? Yes.
What are we? This is my channel. We finna.
You watching?
You're not trying to insert yourself into the creation of the content that you're consuming, girl. Bye.
Right.
This ain't no group project.
So I decided to just do a search like Ashley Dalton skincare. Now I didn't see that, but even just in her shorts that came up, 15 things I've learned about life. Signs of poor gut health, some life lessons. Hope these help. Like, so she talks about something other than just beauty. And it took me one search to find it. So, like, this lady's out of bounds. That's crazy. And shout out to Bo Johnson. This is what they also did to Kevin Samuels. Yeah, they don't like, if they feel a way about it, they have a feeling about your content. Instead of moving on away from it, they'll try to shut you down, which is crazy.
The moments that we can't afford those things. And we're going through difficulties in life and we feel like, okay, we need to work towards getting in a better place financially. Maybe a home situation might be better. Eating healthier might be more important at the time than our hair and our nails, but we still want to look beautiful, you know, on a budget and things like that. Like, are we advising women these things? Because I haven't been hearing much of that. I haven't been hearing that at all. So, you know,
that's unfortunate. And if the content is not for you, you know, and I say this for anyone who's on the app, you should definitely block me. That's what I always suggest. If you feel like, you know what, it's not for me, I don't like what Ashley's talking about, I don't agree with her message, do not recommend. I would say block me so I don't ever show up on your FYP again. You know what I mean? And I totally understand what you're saying. And you have a right to feel the way you're feeling. You have that right. Absolutely.
I was just trying to understand if that is not a part of your content and if that's not what you endorse.
It is. It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything here. I'm going to continue to tell girls to stand up. Let me see what you look like. Are you getting your nails done? Are you getting your hair done? What's the outer looking like and what's the inner looking like? And if you are familiar with my content, do you know we do Ask Ashley? You know we do level up content. We do everything here. We do everything, baby. Like, however, young
understandable.
So
she doesn't understand.
Not for you.
She doesn't understand. She said understandable and was looking to respond. She's looking to reply and not apply. So that's crazy that she's saying understandable, was getting ready to talk. If she just answered you, the question you asked was, do you do this other stuff? She said, yes. We do the level up. We do this. We do that. I've even seen Ashley talk about women you need confidence. You need to learn to love yourself. You need to have more self-respect. You need to grow before you're in a relationship because you sound a little immature or naive and you might get taken advantage of. I've heard that, and I haven't watched Ashley in a grip, but it's crazy that she just wants to police her because she's not even listening to what she's saying. She's responded. She's answered the question satisfactorily, and she's still going to, because this goes on another 8 minutes. Which means she ain't listening to nothing Ashley just said.
This goes for everyone watching. Please block me.
Your content and
please block me.
And actually enjoying your content in the past. Certain times it dawned on me like, okay, you know what? After this girl came off or that girl came off, like, are we caring about how she feels about herself? Maybe other things could have been going on with her that she wasn't expressing, and then this just makes her feel so much more worse, or makes her feel like, oh my god, like I'm never gonna reach that guy that I want or that place that I want to be.
That's wild. It's crazy.
You see where the empathy extends to? Only to the one that she relates. The empathy can extend to the woman that's running her own platform.
Okay.
Who is the consensus authority in this situation? This is her channel. This is her content. This is what she's telling people. People are coming to her. It's called Ask Ashley for a reason. You're probably an avid watcher because she's built up this platform to where people kind of give a shit about what she thinks.
Exactly.
That's why they're coming to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is what I'm saying. I've never seen somebody challenge her. Nothing like she can't be challenged, but I've never actually seen it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people listen to her. Now she probably has said some shit people disagree with, right? But I ain't never seen
for sure.
Like it might have been a call that went left, but I ain't never seen nobody call with the tell you about your damn self, Ashley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. Right.
That's crazy.
She's telling Ashley, you have lost your way, and I am here to put you back on track.
It's crazy. I mean, because anytime, even if Ashley never said anything, just coming up put together like that, and maybe just even having her rack out like that, some woman could feel like, well, my chest isn't that big. I might need to get implants. And now I feel worse than I did before I turned on YouTube. So if we have to think about how every person feels when they look at some content, like you can't, there's too many feelings that can come from anything. Well, I don't look as nice as her, or she straightened her hair. Maybe I should straighten my hair instead of keeping it natural. Now I feel bad. Like you can't control how somebody will feel before, during, or after a call, or just watching your content. So there has to be a level where you don't ask the host to extend their empathy out to every possible realm of emotionality. You can only go off what somebody actually presents to you. So this lady is asking somebody to do something superhuman. Consider every way somebody might feel. Like that's why.
Oh, like I feel like that's what I want to know. Are we hearing about their feelings as well? Everyone's feelings.
So let me ask this, Maya, because I don't think it's about the ladies who are coming up here. I don't think it's about any other woman but you.
Let's go, Ashley.
I think there's something going on with you that maybe you are having struggles with or challenges with, and it's triggering something inside of you. So if you want to talk about it, we can talk about you. Is it something that you feel that you want to change, or you feel like you can't do, or you feel like it's not possible for your life? Let me ask that. Because I think anything you want is possible if you put in the.
Yeah, she flipped it on. She flipped it. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That's why I like Ashley. That's why I used to watch Ashley. Am I still subscribed? Hold up. Let me see if I'm still subscribed. Nope, I unsubscribed. I tried to get rid. I unsubscribed from Kendra and Ashley because I was watching for the callers, and I was hate watching the callers, and I was like, I had to cut that out. I had to stop it. But yeah, oh my god, yeah, she's not trying to insult people to watch. I'm considering how viewers might feel when I insult Kendra. Don't take it personally. But Kendra's stupid. I actually like Ashley because she actually thinks. She has a bit of a brain on her. So that was dope. I like the way she flipped that.
Work. So do you feel like something in your life right now, you feel like, you know what, when she speaks, she makes me feel like it's not possible for me?
Okay. For me right now, I've noticed like that space that I want to have, creating a positive mindset and creating positive, how do I say this, behaviors has been working so well for me. And it caused me to merge into that place of taking care of my skin, my outer body, my weight, all of these things. Like, for example, journaling is a healthy habit that I created, things like that. Overall, I'm quite content with my features, so to say, or my weight, things like that, like my body type. I'm quite content with that. However, I'm more into the being mindful of others. I feel like if I put out good, I receive good. I don't necessarily have to come on your page and say something towards your content that's negative, but I just felt like if I voice an opinion, I don't know who else in these comments or who else within these viewers may feel the same. So like, why not think of them as well? Why just live for me and myself and how I feel, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm here to help the girls who don't have a mother, an auntie, a sister, and a friend. I've helped girls.
She fucking capping. Fucking capping. Girl,
she had the backtrack. She got called.
She says, right. I'm one of them girls who are perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine. I'm calling this for other people.
Yeah, who might feel that way.
Who might feel that way. Ain't nobody voiced that opinion, but you think there's people that might feel that way. So now you need to speak up for the might have beens.
Which is stupid. Like you have people who are literally telling you how they feel and they value it, and you're going to discount all of those people who are actually voicing how they feel. For some person who you're making up in your head might feel differently. If that's not you, then you're lying. She feels that way. On the inside, she feels trash. I would bet money is the kid and staying at home. I bet she's like, stay at home. and she feels, because like, why are you watching all this Ashley content and still not even getting the memo? I think she's lying. I think she recently started stumbling upon Ashley and was thinking about how she feels about some of the stuff she's seeing, because she struggled with her image and weight. Everything she said that Ashley didn't ask. Her body type and weight and all that stuff. After she had the kids, she probably put on some, which is why she got them things stinging. Ashley, I'm doing so good over here that I thought I would come over to your show and let you know how great it is over here. Exactly. So all that stuff all the questions she answered that Ashley never asked, I think that's what she struggled with. And the journaling, because she's got to find a way to cycle through her thoughts, where she's stuck ruminating because she's staying at home, she's ruminating, she got nothing but her thoughts, and probably it's just that one child, maybe a second one, that's infant. I bet you she's just over there working herself crazy. And thinking about how this stuff makes her feel, because she used to be super focused on body image, but now she's coming into a place where she can't focus on that as much because she's got the kids and the home to take care of. But I would bet money.
Just not. I'd be like, I want to. I was thinking about throughout this whole stream. Can y'all? I don't feel like I hear myself. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Am I coming through the webcam? Hold on.
You coming through? You know,
like you coming through the
webcam.
Okay, because usually when I'm on my mic, I can kind of hear myself a little bit through it. But yeah, I got it now. It's bad. But a lot of women, like when Joy was is it Joy? Is that her name? It's not Joy. Dr. Bryant, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Cheyenne. I don't know why he want to call her Joy Bryant, but there is this underlying thing that is a fear, I think, that you may not be enough. Like there is never, even when you're married, the reality is, like, I believe I don't think there's a love that is great enough that you can fall off and be safe. Yeah, that cover like all that shitness.
Yeah, like covers all that. If you just, unless, obviously, there's some loves that don't even cover having cancer. I know somebody who lives somebody when they have shit. Yeah. So I'm just saying, I think that's a fear a lot of people have, that like, oh, I maybe might have kids for someone, and me just doing. I think people, like we were talking about capitalism, people want to find their cozy corner in capitalism. People always, to me, when I listen to them, want to find a space to that. When do I get to the place where I don't have to think anymore? When do I get to the place where I don't have to be
let my hair down
anymore, and I could just like let go, and no one will expect anything of me? And I think anytime that's challenged, that you will never have that space, people get really upset about that. That there will never be a time in your life, a space in your life where people want to expect things of you.
Yes.
And I think people want to believe that love will covers that.
Yes.
And it don't.
And it don't. It's very rare that you'll find that type of love.
I honestly don't want that type of love, because I ain't shit. Yeah. Like, I just feel like it's not serving to me being my best self. Yeah. I've never seen myself get in a space where people expect nothing of me and I don't chill all the way the fuck out. I'm like, not, and that's not to say like love is people, you got to be productive to be loved, but it just, you get in a space where you like, it ain't no point. If you get in a space where it's like no reason to do anything, you generally will not do anything. And for me, outside of productivity, I just don't like myself in those spaces where I'm like not doing nothing. I'm not motivated to do anything like that. To me, that's just not a good space to be in.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I do think that's true of most people. I think we found that to be true of most people. The less they have to do, the less they will do. Most people are not truly conscientious, where they're just going to do the things that they have agreed to do simply because they agreed to do them.
Yeah. Or, you do what you want to do, and we are inherently more selfish than we want to pretend we are.
Yeah.
And if someone lets you off the hook, you're going to be like, I'm going to do me. Even if it's not to harm them. It's just like, you ain't finna be doing all the extra.
Yeah. Especially the stuff you adopted, like she's talking about, simply to attract somebody else anyway. It wasn't even something you were doing for yourself. Like actually talking about, well, you take care of your skin, get your nails done. If you weren't doing that for yourself anyway, you were doing that to be attractive, then that kind of stuff is gonna fall off.
Yeah, a lot of people want to believe they'll get in a relationship, they'll one day have the kids or get the ring or get the something, there'll become a point where they can like not have to do that stuff anymore, or they just naturally will stop doing it, as most people see. So it's just like she may have been in a relationship. Oh, I got kids now, so I got kids now. I can be let myself go because I'm a mom. I got too much to worry about. So now I don't have to worry about that. And not only that, the world now should give me a pass to not have to worry about it because I have kids.
And now she wants everybody to feel that comfort and safety and security.
My inside matters more now. Like, no.
You okay?
No.
You okay?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Because most people are okay with that kind of stuff when they feel like they get their peak. Most people only want empathy to be more of a thing when they low.
Yep.
Right.
Most people don't give a fuck about empathy if they sitting up high.
Oh my God. That's exactly why I said what I said. Because when they rolling, they don't get it. I'm sorry, when a black woman rolling, she don't have no empathy for nobody unless you look exactly like her. The closer you relate to her. The empathy is only absorbed. It's never really given out. Unless, like I said, I can understand that, but they also want empathy from everybody. They want everybody to make space for them while also not giving anybody else empathy.
Yeah. Except the pretend empathy.
Right. The superficial empathy.
The
things
empathy,
that don't require
the empathy
any...
you would want. Only the empathy you would want for yourself in your current state.
Right. Not the empathy that would actually help them. Right. Not the empathy they require.
Like they give sympathy. They give sympathy, but want empathy. That's what I'm saying.
Like, these monkeys want to fly. Like these monkeys want to fly. Bitch, why the fuck would I need to fly?
Yeah.
I am a monkey.
It's not even the kingdom in the sky that I'm trying to get to. Can you give me any reason I would want to fly? There's none.
Yeah.
You just decided there's something that I want to do because you want to fly. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But that has no utility for me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when you did this whole musical story about defying gravity, sound like flying only got utility to you because you're trying to get out this tower without getting your ass beat. So now everybody deserves to fly because you need to fly right now to save your own life. Like, it's the audacity to project that everybody deserves to fly in a place where no one fucking flies.
Yeah. There's nothing up there.
Sounds real familiar.
Everyone deserves a chance to fly. No one flies here.
Everybody needs to vote for Kamala. Why? Because
I love defying gravity. I'm just saying, everybody.
Yeah, because you're trauma.
Right. Everybody deserves a chance to fly. You just brought flying to the table.
Yeah. Right. When nobody flying till just the monkey. The monkey just got wings. Yeah. In the same scene we're in now. In the same scene, dog.
And you flying now to escape. And now everybody deserves a chance to fly as if flying was just on the table for everybody anyway.
As if everybody wanted to fly.
Yeah. And you shouldn't even trust flying. You aren't even flying under your own power. The broom just shimmied its way up to you.
You literally almost died.
Its way up to you. And you just trust in this thing. Like, come on, man.
You didn't even know the mechanisms of flying.
At all.
Do I have to sit on it? Do I just gotta hold it? Does it imbue me with flying powers too when I touch it? It just made me think of that. Like, people can only identify with the empathy they literally would want in their literal situation in that moment.
And because that's like, I like what you said, Yella, because that's what this dude, she's mistaking empathy and sympathy. So the sympathy she's giving to a fictitious person is the empathy she wants to perceive.
Right.
Because she can't be empathetic to a person that doesn't exist. She's worried about the feelings of a person who she hasn't met or heard from. So that's not even empathy. Like, that's weird.
From all around the world. There was a girl named Victoria who didn't even drink water, over 300 pounds, who came back after I told her to lose weight and take care of herself. She came back here 50 pounds lighter, drinking water. We had another girl who was going to commit suicide. And she got on this live and said, Ashley, thank you for answering the call and listening. We had another girl here who was thinking about getting an abortion but was getting beat by her man. And thanks to myself and my comment
You
section,
watch all her
we
content,
filter through that. So no, my dear, we're not only talking about lipsticks and Chanel bags over here. I just want to make that crystal clear. But we do live in a superficial world, and we're not going to pretend like looks don't matter. However, like I said, if this content is not for you, Miss Maya, and this goes for all the Mayas watching, please block me, because I would hate for my message to rub off. And I am not changing for anyone. No one. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Understandable. Are you a life coach?
No, I'm not a life coach. I'm not a coach. I'm not a dating coach.
Do
I'm
with
not to be put in
anything.
a box at all.
Okay.
Now,
So you're.
I wonder if she's trying to look for something to disqualify her still.
You know she is.
I hope that's not what she's doing.
She
I hope that's not what
is.
she's doing. Because
that's what the fuck they do.
It is. Are you married? Do you have kids? Like, they look for some reason.
Do you got a daughter? Anytime you say something bad, do you got a daughter? Your mama black? Any reason to disqualify what the hell you?
I hope that's not what she's doing. I hope that's not what she's doing. Let's find out. I hope that's not what she's doing. Because she could just nope out. She could just tap out. Lady said block me. If I'm not for you, go do what you do.
You're a content creator.
I'm actually Elle Dalton. That's who I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice speaking to you.
Nice speaking to you as well.
Your input, and anyone out there that that needed to hear that or anything, I hope you enjoy that. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy the content, Miss Maya.
I'll try my best to.
Again, I'm not changing the content. We are not changing the content. If it is not for you, please block me. However, I know that certain pieces of content can trigger people. I know people get triggered, and I think it triggers things inside of you. It triggers things like, oh, maybe I have to change. If she's telling her she needs to change, do I have to change? No, you don't have to change for anyone, for any man, any woman, any person. No one. No one's going to tell me on my platform what I can and cannot do. That's not happening. Nope. We're changing lives over here. Not just on the outer, but on the inner. And we have plenty of receipts. And I am here again for the girls who don't have a mother, who don't have a sister, who don't have an auntie, who don't have a friend, who don't even have a real friend, a real bestie, who don't have anyone in their corner. I'm here to show up for them in a real way, in a genuine way. And although the way I say things, you may not like it 100% all the time. You may not like it 100%, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't like it, again, respectfully, and I mean this genuinely, block me, because I would hate for my message to rub off on you.
Let's go.
I would hate that. Request to join the live, Diamonds. Request to join.
All right, let's go. All right, I'm with it. Yellow, get back here.
She was not playing with you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
She was not. She said, we're not going to do that today.
No,
yeah, I think it's important to know when somebody's projecting too. I think that's an emotional intelligence. It's important to conversation to like be able to peep that, that way you don't get caught in a loop of like trying to really like reason with somebody who's clearly projecting. Even like how they did on the Breakfast Club, the girl like, oh, you talking about that nigga? My bad. I ain't even realize you was triggered.
Yep.
So,
that was good.
Yeah. You got to be able to realize when somebody's talking from that place.
Yeah. I'm with it. Gonna put Yellow back in the driver's seat. This is his
yeah, man. That's yeah. So the intentions wasn't to actually make it about projection, but it kind of worked out like that. Like the idea was
that's what that means, though.
But the name, the name kind of worked out. Yeah, the black woman lens is basically just projecting. It doesn't take in anything. It just only
it
sees
puts out.
Yeah, it only puts out. There's no input.
Trying to say black women only put out. Wow. The over sexualization of black women. I cannot.
They only output. They don't input.
Yeah. But yeah, people project a lot. And I do think that's a big thing about being the face of social justice, like kind of deciding that you're speaking for all the people who can't speak for themselves. It's like a dangerous space. It's easy to project in that space because then you just kind of pull from your own oppression and just decide what people need. And so when you put on the face of being the revolutionary or the moderate, you're assuming that you know what all the people want. And so it's a trap, it's slippery slope.
That's a good point.
That's why I thought it was weird for the first chick to kind of be like, because black women are the face of social justice. I was like, so you
But they are.
Like, yeah, but this is how this plays out. It doesn't play out in productivity. It kind of plays out.
Contrary, yeah.
Right. It plays out in, well, since we're the face, we're the only ones. They don't view it as face as in we're leading the charge. They view it as in face as if we deserve.
No, they
we're the only one. No, I'm saying, but they become
they become that. They don't
become it.
Yeah, they embody it. I have a person I know who is very SJW focused. It's a woman, but I do see that she struggles a lot with that because she embodies it, and it's like I don't know what she thinks I don't know what she's it's like you can't do stuff because this company did this, so I can't fuck with them, or this people did this and I can't fuck with them. So it's like she exists in that space for any cause that she wants to support. She has to, but then it's like, well, what do you eat then? Because well, I'm on this kind of diet and I'm only supposed to eat this, but I can't eat here because it is, but then I can't eat that because it is. So like I see it really like limit her. Like she's stuck a lot because she has to embody that space all the time, even when no one's watching. And it's like I guess that is true embodiment, but it just feels like it's almost limiting her in the practical way, in the practical things in life that you shouldn't even be thinking about another group's cause higher than where you're gonna eat. When there's no, I wish he would channel it better. I'm like, if
there's a more useful way to do it. There's
a more useful way to do it. Then like starve yourself, and then you can't take your meds that you need for your mental health because you can't eat at this place. Like I feel like that's not really practical. Like get involved with the organization or like something channel that.
If you're still going to live in this country, it would be better to try to, instead of not driving a vehicle to save the environment, it would be better to offset your carbon footprint. Like, I know how much carbon emissions I put because I use natural gas for my home and I drive a vehicle, but I'm going to plant so many trees, or I'm going to do something like that would be more useful.
Or like embody like what it would look like to live and consider. Like I feel like a lot of social justice movements are we're just not going to do the thing.
Right.
But then it's like not realistic. Really. Right. It's not realistic. And so then it's like, okay, but if I need to actually still be productive, because maybe I have people I'm responsible. That's why I say a lot of people grow out of social justice. Like, that's why I be telling, like, when we were talking about the Kamala campaign, I was like, the thing y'all don't understand about the white conservative women who y'all talking about is they used to be y'all.
Yeah.
And then they had kids and got married, and they was like, oh, this shit is not practical because they don't offer me any kind of way to actually be a feminist and a wife and mother who puts my kids first and wants to stay home with them, but still wants to, you know what I'm saying? So that you give no practical way to still be productive, keep your responsibilities, and support the movement. It's just like, well, you just gotta not do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what ultimately makes people have to leave it. It's like, I got to eat. Damn, I can't support a movement because I gotta eat.
I had to get over that with the pro-black stuff because once I actually started looking into, like, once you start, like, if you actually try to, what you're talking about, I feel is superficial because you're only embodying to the point of your knowledge.
Exactly.
And your knowledge is limited.
You don't have a structure.
Exactly. So my thing was when I was pro-black and I started to try to embody like that. If you have racist stuff, I was like, so what you actually would have to do to live it out truly is investigate beyond where you're currently knowledgeable. You'd have to anything that you do, you need to look into. And that's exhausting. Like every place you shop, everywhere you any clothing label you wear, and like trying to do that level.
You're gonna find it every time.
You find it everywhere.
If you keep going up, you obviously gonna get the whiteness at some point.
Yes. And that whiteness is exclusionary. So it's like there's no way. I was like, I can't live. Like there's no way for me to live and not run into the same thing. And then I was like, and the black people I'm around, we all feel the same way. Like, as much as we get mad about white people being anti-black, all the black people I know are anti-black.
Right. Right.
It's like, God, don't let some new black person move in.
Watch these. Don't trust them new niggas over there.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I just like it's not practical, and that's the whole thing. Like, and then you get all like they get all in their head about these are other, they other everybody, even though they don't want to be othered. And it's like, well, these women are women, or they don't relate to what we're talking about because look at them over there married with their kids, living their conservative life. They don't possibly, like they become other creatures entirely. Like there's all, like Yella said, there's always a separation you can make. Oh, she's racially ambiguous, even though she's black. Oh, she's conservative, even though she's black. Oh, she does this, even though she's black. So then you get cut off. But then they lose their ability to relate to anybody. So then when it's like you're trying to run a fucking campaign where you're trying to reach these now people you've othered and decided they not like you, you have no idea how. You're out of touch. They basically ran a whole campaign on a projection.
Man, say that shit.
To go back to the title, like you basically ran a campaign on a projection and then was shocked when the groups who don't share this same thing did not show up. That's still wild to me that they're shocked that message did not get the people to come out. It's the flying monkeys all over again, bitch. I ain't never said I wanted to fly. I never said that. The wizard told you that I said that, and I can't talk. He might be lying.
He might be lying. He probably is.
You didn't even explore to see if he was even lying. A couple questions probably could have given you some hints that he was just manipulating you. He just said, one time in passing, I heard him say he wanted to be a bird.
Like you heard he used to talk and doesn't talk anymore.
Why he don't talk no more? What's the last thing he said? Like he got some friends. Why he stopped talking? Yeah. Why he want to fly? Did he say why? He want to be free? Why he still work here then? Is he a slave? You didn't ask no questions, so it's the same thing.
You're the wizard. You didn't build him anything. You didn't buy him make some mechanical wings. You didn't give him a balloon. Nothing.
Just nothing. Just in passing, huh?
Whole time. Huh?
Okay, I'll give him bird wings because
that makes sense.
That makes sense. You didn't even give him cool flying. You didn't even give him a broom that he could put down when he don't want to fly no more. You literally disfigured this man.
Dang.
You know that messed your whole gait up if you got wings now. You can't even walk normal. You just put wings on the back.
Yep.
Monkey. Like, I'm sorry. It just feels like the campaign. It feels like the campaign. Freedom.
You can leave.
Who told y'all that?
Yeah. Gotta fly.
I don't want to fly. It's high up. But it's cold.
For real.
Can I teleport? I mean, if we talk about traveling, give me teleportation powers.
But flying is the opposite of oppression. Oppression is pressed down. Flying is unlimited.
Right, unlimited. It's actually still limited.
It's very much limited. No, I'm gonna say
you actually
you can pass some limits.
You gave me wings. I gotta flap these wings to fly. Like you didn't even give me flying like you got, where you just get on the broom and it do all the work.
They gonna get tired. Theirs is a lot of labor. Yeah, theirs is labor.
I gotta use my energy to fly now. Now I gotta eat another 2,000 calories a day to cover flying.
Yeah.
That's why the flying monkeys be mad as hell.
Yeah.
They chasing her because they sent them. Now they chasing her because she did it.
Dang. Now they got more work to do because they got to just kind of stand around the castle.
Now I got to go out and spy.
Man. And you know how hard it is to be a flying monkey and be invisible? You're the only thing in the sky.
How I'm spying. I don't even hover. I fly like a bird. I don't hover. I'm not a drone.
Big ass wings flapping.
As soon as they see the shadow over the earth, so you see a shadow over you, it's a flying monkey. How do you spy?
Right. A small bird cast a shadow. You talking about a flying monkey? You ain't even shaped enough to hide. Like you, like you ain't even shaped well to blend with nothing. Can't blend with nothing.
It's crazy.
You're supposed to spy.
Thanks, Elphaba.
Crazy.
It just made my life harder. Thanks.
Dang.
Thanks a lot, Elphaba. This is exactly what we wanted. More fucking work.
You should be happy you get to fly. Look, I can fly. And then, when you talk about the equivalent, us being the monkeys and shit, that's how they treat us. What you mean you having a tough time?
Why are you tired?
Why are you tired? Fly like I fly? Look how I can fly
all day.
I've been flying all day.
I fly to the west and come back to eyes too.
And look how fast I can fly
with your supersonic speed broom. Breaking the sound barrier with the broom, and I got the flap.
Why can't you keep up, black man?
Keep up, flying monkeys. It's my she just learned to fly. Somebody said that she just learned to fly. She was already flying faster than the monkeys. They flapping their wings. She doing spirals.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever seen a bird hit a spiral?
Not a good one.
A loop.
Not a good one. I've seen a few pigeons.
You seen a bird flying upside down?
Definitely not.
This bitch is flying like a jet fighter, nigga. That's how she flying.
The fighter jet.
She flying like the blue wing motherfuckers. The motherfuckers that fly over the
the Blue Angels.
Like the Blue Angels. She flying like a blue angel on day one, nigga. What the fuck is going on?
And it's probably easy when you're not the one doing the flying. She's a whole new one.
The broom doing all. She's literally in a fighter jet.
She's got what's that from Overwatch? Life grip.
Yes,
she's got life grip. That's all. She's got life grip. The broom is flying. She's got life grip.
The broom is literally doing all the work.
And she's a diva.
Yeah.
Why the cape got longer?
Right. Cape was a paid actor.
Spaghettification.
How? It was that part of the magic?
She was moving so fast that it stretches the threads. They stretch.
It's like spawn cape. Yeah, it's got its own DNA. Everything she touched
like
got its own DNA.
Doctor Strange cape now.
Yeah.
I was like,
damn.
Because
Yella did a stream one time, and the dude talked about a ladder. It might have been Neil. It might have been somebody else. They're like, if you were moving super fast, like at the speed of light.
Oh, it's like AI art.
You know what I'm saying? You move super fast, like the front of the ladder, even if it entered the room, the back would still be where you started. So the ladder would seem much longer because
I definitely feel like that's how AI looks at the world. Because every time they try to do anything that's in motion, it's always just like more of it.
Crazy.
Just more of it.
Just
to
more,
fill
just
the
more.
space.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, lettuce falls. Just put lettuce everywhere until it stops. Like, does it understand travel at all? It's like movement. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's running. Well, let's add
He's
4
running.
legs.
Yeah.
Let's just make,
Let's just make legs.
Yeah.
That makes legs.
That's weird.
Put
You should
20
be able to run real
legs.
fast.
It kind of makes sense. Like, because the original legs still need to be there, but then the legs in the second position still need to be there, and in the third position, but you don't eliminate the other legs. Why would you do that?
Oh, it's so bad.
Right. To be fair, right. Those are all images of where the legs will be eventually. But nigga, they make it look like, remember the little handheld games? Remember when you would press that little button on the handheld games
and all the whole screen would have all the
just show.
Yeah. Everything was lit up. Yep.
It's so terrible. It's actually like nightmare fuel the way, and then it animates it still, which makes it just terrifying. It's like you put all the legs on there, and then you still like animate them. It's so scary. It doesn't get it, and it's terrifying. What happened?
Nah, it was a Target notification talking about 10%
That's her
off.
line.
But it's up to $500. Like $500 gift card. Who are you getting a $500 gift card to Target for?
Be careful. Target sponsor Wicked, and they listening.
That's what I was about to say. I thought you was gonna get a message that said that's my line. Speaking of, Twan and I are going to be talking about Wicked. Now, we won't be talking about the Simba. We probably talk a little bit about it, but we really finna be over here just gushing over the music.
I love it.
Sobbing over the notes. Talking. We probably will talk about the impact of Cynthia being black instead of not black, Elphaba, and stuff like that. So we'll more than likely talk about a little of that. But then we're also going to just kind of talk about how great it was, everything we loved about it, why we're obsessed with it. So it'll be a little bit more of a lighter conversation.
I like it.
And probably from a different lens, if we do get into symbolism, we will talk about the Black woman lens, but we're also nerds. We also like anime. So I feel like we also have another lens through which we can look at being the weird person in the room. So it'll be a good conversation. Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
I think he went and saw it 3 times already. He may have gone a 4th time now. Since he watched it, he went and saw it that night on Sunday. I think we was talking about it. He went and saw it that night. He's seen it at least 2 more times since then.
That's dope. I mean, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that over on me channel.
Let's go.
So that'll be in like 2 hours. So
all right. Great. Dope. I'll be in the chat listening.
All right. Well, look. This was a good chat.
Sir,
we had a gang of motherfuckers in here early. I appreciate
you know that thumbnail title was foolish. Now that thumbnail title was foolish. You knew they was coming in here to make sure you wasn't slandering the Black women. Now
that's funny.
Can't let you do that.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody actually it felt more like people that was with the message as opposed to defenders, which was interesting. It's interesting to see which new group of people pop in. And this is all people that were kind of more, I guess, critiquing Black women as opposed to defending. Some streams, some titles get the defenders.
Yeah, some do. Yeah. You didn't put Wicked in the title, so it may have. Yeah, it's just gonna be the certain people. I see it.
It's interesting. And the yellow's all caps always gets me. Yellow's all caps always trips me out.
It's really flying monkey coated.
It is flying monkey coated.
Got big ass wings that I gotta deal with. Yep, these big ass wings that I've been cursed with.
I need to go watch it again. I might watch it while I wait. I'll at least watch the first couple of hours before I stream with Twan. So.
I mean,
I'm gonna go be a. Oh man, what's that monkey's name? With the electricity gun. Winston.
Oh, Winston. Winston. And it's crazy because we call that nigga monkey. We don't even call him. No one calls him.
You only call him Winston?
No. In a community, he's monkey. Monkey. Because you got to do call outs. So you ain't got there yet. When you got a team and you're playing together, you got a shot caller. When you got the tank and then you got the shot caller, which is usually not the tank because they can't see shit because they in the front.
Okay.
But you got to do call outs, and so a lot of times in the fight, it's like monkey, just like shoot this person. So nobody says Winston. No.
Oh, okay. So when you're playing with a real team, everybody tells who to try to pick off. So everybody
the team, you fight as a team. So it's not the whole time. It's not like we're gonna go in and fight this. It's opportunities come available mid-fight. Right. So there's the initiation of a fight, mid-fight, and then the closing out of the fight. So in the mid-fight, you may find someone out of position, or your flanker may have chipped someone and say, "Oh, he's one," and then you that helps people know who we gonna target right now. Clean up phase.
Yeah. What I've been doing in quick play is what Bruce talking about, like the beginning of the fight. So I try to being that I'm the tank. If we got to go get a point, You know what I'm saying? I kind of communicate, hey, fall back, we're gonna wait, we're gonna time this, you know what I'm saying? Then rush the point. Like that's the initiating fight.
Tanks are generally initiators.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know the other people, then you turn the shot caller. Typically it's a healer, a backline healer.
Yeah, once the shit kick off,
see everything.
Yeah, you kind of fall back to the person in the back.
Yeah. Right, fall back to them. Yeah, exactly. Because they can see everything. You know, I play tank. It's scary sometimes. Be like, I feel like I'm by myself.
Do I be saying that shit? Like, I don't.
Are y'all dead? Nobody's dying. No one's healing me.
Okay.
I feel like I'm about to die. Yeah,
So
it's scary sometimes.
I feel better. I now feel better about my progression on Overwatch because I was literally saying those same words yesterday. I was like, I was in the point, and it was like I was fighting one person, and then here came two more, and then the other two, and I'm like, why does it feel like I'm fighting everybody?
Like if you ever like go in and everybody seems to turn and shoot you, you win by yourself. You was by yourself.
Yes.
Right, but I was already there, and then it was like,
everybody.
Then they all converged on me.
Yeah,
man. Listen.
I was like, did everybody die?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what Spitfire be like. What happened to everybody just turn? Everybody turn and look at me as soon as I cut the corner. Yeah, means you by yourself. Because they ain't had nobody else to look at.
Yeah. It's like that playing with yellow. I promise you, because it's like it's flip flop. Like I'll follow yellow in, and then I'll see us die, and then you see I'm like nobody else was there but us.
Yeah.
Or I'll die first because I'm a squishy, and then he's there by himself. Like wonder why he's by himself. I'm like I was there, but I'm dead.
The polite the support is like that Padme meme, like where you're going, I cannot follow. I had a ride and I wanted to heal him so bad, but it was a widow sniping, and I was like, I can't. He was like, why y'all not healing me? He's in the mic. I can't go. I cannot go. I can't come in there. I have 250 health, bro. Like as soon as I cut the corner, I did.
That bullet breezed by you. Get that it's over.
It's like I got 1,000 health. Why y'all can't come in with me? It's like
right.
Anyway, Overwatch is hilarious.
I love it.
I'll see y'all in a couple hours.
All right, Bree. Appreciate you.
All right. And on that note, man, we're going to get up out of here, man. So look, fix those lenses, go to your optometrist, try to see things a little differently, a little clearer. Maybe things ain't 20/20 like you thought they was. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to, have somebody, give you a little check there. Maybe you need some eye drops. Maybe you need to change the prescription. Like you said, like we heard earlier, maybe you need to drop the lifocals. Maybe the lifocal prescription. Lifocal prescription is too strong. You know what I'm saying? But as hopefully, y'all can fix that, man. See things a little differently. Maybe things won't be as bad as you think they are.
Okay.
So on that note, bye.